welcome back to Dice Illusions and our Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition campaign, Fool's Landing, set in the Forgotten Realms. I am Jamie, I'll be the Dungeon Master this evening, and with me tonight are our players. Have you guys introduce yourself for us from left to right on my screen, starting with Wayne. Good evening.
Good evening. I am Wayne. I am playing Seharn, who's still currently third level aquatic elf of Valcour. He's still bewildered. He's been belayed by a party of ruffians, apparently. That's how I met these people, getting jumped
They,
into a fight. Here we go.
they certainly are ruffians. You may no longer be level 3. He'll check here in a moment, but good to have you. Next up I have is Tim. Good evening.
I'm playing Griff. He's a third level human ranger.
Yes. All right, good to have you. And next is Molly. Hello.
Hello, I am playing Immithra, a 4th level human Rashami fighter gladiator.
Perfect. And next up we have Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm playing a Kurza, which is a 4th level elven wizard.
Very good. And then last but not least, our newest player, Brandon.
Hi, I am Nod Zaseratu. I am a thief with the subclass Shadow, humanoid, and thanks again for having me.
Awesome. Good to have you. And where we'll pick up here first is with XP check. And there's actually some good news here. This is what I was alluding to. I changed this up a little bit too, so it's a little easier for us to look at. But so both Seharn and Nod, you're going to level up. You guys are both going to go to 4th level. And you can do that now, actually. So the way that we do this is that you'll roll your hit die twice. You'll take the lowest to your current hit points, and you'll take the maximum towards your maximum. You can roll that, and then you will... The other things that you will be able to acquire would be things that we'll have to do within gameplay for now. You can't get training necessarily, but if there's something that you're looking to acquire or something that's unlocked from leveling up, you otherwise would have access to it.
This is exciting news. I'm happy. Thank you very much.
I thought you might like that.
When we woke up from our recent rest, or
yeah,
somehow
let's say that I think that's fair to do it that way. So when you woke up most recently, this would have taken effect.
Yeah.
And
I fell in when I prayed. I suddenly new vistas opened to me.
so,
Yeah, I like it.
So that just leaves Griff as our lone 3rd level character right now, and he's getting pretty close, but he's honestly already pretty capable, and he can...
I was going to say, I got a feeling Griffin badass.
He can weather some damage too, and I think pulling the others up to level 4 kind of helps level that off across the team here.
All right, so I have a D8, right?
Yep, so you can roll 2d8, and then Nod, you can roll 2d6.
No, that's not what I meant to do. I thought they would come out individually.
You can still do that?
Yeah, it works.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 1 and a 4. Yeah, okay.
It's not a good outcome,
Yeah,
but
so
it's still right. So you would
Yeah.
you'll take 4 to your maximum HP, both of you will. And then Seharn, you've gained a temporary or a active HP, and Nod, you've gained 4 for both. Your Thaco would go... I don't know if your Thacos change at this level or not. We can double check that.
Even levels, maybe.
I think for some of you it may. It's at the bottom of this, bottom left. So 4th level, it looks like, yes, yours drops by 2, Seharn. Yours is still 19, Nod.
Mine was 20, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours goes to 18.
It goes down 2 at
Big
4th
jump.
level.
It is
So
a
it
jump.
looks like I get a weapon proficiency and a non-weapon proficiency.
Yeah, it looks like that's right. Yeah, at 4th
Which
level.
is cool that you made us do this table, because now you can go shopping.
Right. That's true.
Anything you see that we have that you want, we can train you in it.
Yeah, and there is a handout for it.
'Mine was 20, I think.
20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20
Echo updated character sheet.
Okay.
Very
So
good.
we'll cut over now to where we left off. We are in the middle of the inner sea right now, and the group has been now for the last session in the bottom level of this tower that you have found after escaping the ship through a storm. Does anyone want to talk about what we did a little bit last session, what unfolded? I can put a picture up here. I think the most significant thing that happened was a chance meeting here.
Yeah, we met Nod,
mhm.
and Nod joined us, and then we met Renwick.
Yeah.
Who I think we all have some suspicions around, but our goals seem to be aligned. Facing this wizard. We discovered the garden where there were some exotic things growing and it was mind affecting to us. We, losing track of time, quickly got out of there.
Yep.
Found the Beast Laboratory.
Here's the map from where we left off. Actually, I've made a couple of changes here, so the party, you guys should all be in green. You all have green tokens going forward, and then I've got your hirelings in yellow, and then anyone else will be color coded just differently from that. So just be maybe a little easier visually to see who you're there with and who you're against when we get to other maps. But essentially where we left off was, and Molly touched on this, you had explored this first floor, you found the garden, you found an abandoned barracks, you found within the barracks, you found 5 different chests that you began to try to open, and the Beast Forge is where you had found the Svirfneblin gnome Renwick, who was lingering around and hiding out in there. And then he took you across the hallway to the Temple of Seychelles, where it looked to be a pretty pristine chapel or altar, if you will, to the ancient sea elven god Seychelles, who it appears the original builders of this tower worshipped. So you have now, I think towards the end of the session, you started to weigh your options, and it had become known that both Renwick and Nod had entered this tower from a different direction than the rest of you, and you had all pressed him pretty hard to reveal to you what it was, where he had come up into the tower, and he pointed that out to you at the end of the session. So that's where we stand now, is where he's pointing out to you the secret door. Within the secret door is a staircase down, and that is the direction that both he and Renwick came in. The group stands in this hallway and is contemplating its next move. I think Renwick and Baden are gung-ho about advancing up the tower. The others may have reservations, but we'll pick it up right here in this hallway. And if there's anything that you all wanted to talk about as a group.
I say we smash the last 2 chests to get the. Every chest has had a magical item in it of some kind, so I think we need to smash the last 2.
Well,
Just open those suckers.
well, we don't want to smash them. There's probably valuable potions in them. Maybe break them open. Is
Break
anyone
them
strong?
open, smash them.
Yeah, there's got to be some way.
Nod, you could try again to unlock them if you'd like.
I did level up.
Yep.
I definitely have better skills at opening locks now. Definitely. There's 2 of them left. But it's 45%.
5. Okay, let's see. Do you get the first one open? It clicks pretty easily for you this time around.
Yeah, maybe I'll open the first one and hand them to the party so they can start opening it and start working on this next one.
Yeah, so whoever wants to open that chest, you will find within it a short sword and a potion.
Somebody want another short sword?
And then, unfortunately, you're unable to get the second one to pick for you. It's just being stubborn. You could try to break the lock on it, Nod. I guess the risk there is that
Yeah, I'd probably someone might be better suited for this, and looking at between the party and probably staring at Griff as probably being the strongest of the bunch.
well,
I'm not sure about the hirelings.
so as you're fumbling with the second chest, Renwick walks down the hallway past everybody. He's got what looks like a cigar lit, and he walks straight up to you and straight up to the chest, and he grabs actually your thieves' tools from your hands, and he unlocks the second chest for you.
Think.
My pleasure.
Indeed, thank you.
And I'll just put my hand back out, waiting for my thieves' tools.
He'll give
Right.
you a second
So
look
now-
and then hand them back to you.
This could come
Thanks,
in handy.
friend.
He could come in handy.
Within the last chest, you find a ring and a potion.
All right. Do we need? Is there any way we can identify all this stuff?
Can't do it.
A priest or a mage is better, but I could do a detect magic, tell you if it's magical. But
Okay.
I think Chris is better at that. Kurza is better at that.
Aiden.
I have a detect magic spell.
Or bait.
Yeah, I think why don't you do detect magic then, Chris? And then if there's something that you desperately want to identify, you could ask Baden to do that. The problem with identify is that it takes
8 hours.
several hours.
All
yeah.
day.
Yeah, so it
It's an
becomes
all-day
a lot,
process.
an endeavor. Whereas I think what
No.
Kurza learns might be enough for you to make a
So-
decision. But
Yeah, we'll take a look at the 4 new items, and I'll make sure I can get a glance at Renwick while I'm at it too.
sure. So all of the items that you found in the chests are magical. The rings, the potions, the short sword, everything that you found is
Okay.
magical.
Um,
And the
I'll
Too easy. It's too easy.
I'll try and pick up a school of magic for them.
it seems like that most of it is enchantment alteration. There's one of the rings seems like it's alteration. The potions strike you as being healing or some type of curing of wounds.
So all the potions seem to be the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And the ring you said was
alteration.
alteration. And the sword?
It
Evocation
just
or
looks like it's got enchantment on it. I don't know that it doesn't really say what the school of that one would be.
Does it have any?
I guess
Like, what does it
abjuration.
look like?
Yeah, abjuration.
Yeah, it could be
alteration,
that.
somewhere in there.
I would
Yeah,
assume abjuration would be the plus, like a plus to hit
Mhm.
or something.
Yeah.
Or alteration?
So, yeah, Mithra, which one do you want? Do you want the one that you gave me, or do you want to take this one just so we each have a magical weapon?
Yeah, I'll hang on to the one that Ronnie gave me
Okay.
and give
So
it
you
and
got
try
that
it
one
out.
back.
Okay.
I'll take it. I'll take it back, or I'll take it off my
So, Kurt-
thing. Then I'll take the new one.
Kurza, you notice that Renwick has a short sword that glows, a dagger that glows, a ring that glows, and I think that's all you would notice. So you'd see he's wearing several things that are magical. And
Yeah.
let's see. I think this is when Baden would step in and see this and take a look at what's happening, and he'd say, I think it's wise for you to use enchanted items moving forward, but everyone please come around and put your blades near me and I will give you additional enchantments. And with that, he has a couple of powders that he produces from a pouch, 2 different powders that he blends together, and he rubs them on his hands, and then he just almost like coats your blades with his hands in the spell that he's casting. And Kurza, you could do an Arcana check or an spell casting. Isn't that what you have?
An Arcana.
Arcana, yeah.
Yeah,
If
proficiency.
you want to do a check, you can see what he's up to.
This is
You doing it on just
spellcraft. There we go.
He'll cast this on one weapon for everybody.
one? All right, so we just pick one.
Yeah, and you would know, Kurza, that this is an enchant item or enchant weapon spell that he's casting. This will give you a +1, and it does combine
One
with
weapon per
enchanted
person.
weapons. If
Okay.
you already have an enchanted weapon, he can still enchant it and give it an additional +1. The duration for this will be for the next hour. He's going to cast this sort of right before you all go up the steps. I won't start the timer before you go up the steps on this, but he's willing to do this. And he looks at the pirates who joined you and Gregor, and he says, I don't know if it's best for you all to follow. Being a little less experienced, I would worry for your safety. What say the rest of you about them?
Yeah, it's probably true. Renwick was going to attack the mage on his own. How did he, or I'll ask him, how did you intend on making such an attack successful without him knowing you're coming?
Oh, I have
Good question.
the ability to be unseen, friend. To which I would use
okay.
this to
Great.
strike him.
How far back do you want us to hang back so we don't alarm him? If you want to attack him, the mage that way, we can support your attack, but we need to be some distance back from you, since I'm assuming we're going to be noisy.
If it comes right down to it and the mage is distracted by you, I would still be able to get my attack off, I should hope. I think we'll just have to see what the circumstances look like, but I would prefer that we attack in tandem so that he's distracted, or if he has the ability to detect me, he's less likely to do so because of your actions.
What have you seen him cast, if anything?
I have not seen him cast anything. I just assumed from what I've found in this tower, his capability. It seems that he
Well-
can summon. It seems that he can divine things. And those would be very likely his strengths.
My friends,
He may be in luck if he has divination instead of all of his combat spells, so maybe he has less than a full complement of combat. So that may be to our advantage as well.
I'm just glad I have access to a couple of higher level spells now.
That's a very good thing.
And it is a good thing. And Baden did not really bother memorizing Identify. He memorized more offensive spells and combat spells, things that he thought would be useful in combat. And he's also done that too. He's gone heavy on combat and offensive spells more so than other things that you might hope that he has. He's got a pretty diverse spell book, but he given the circumstances, he leaned that way.
Anybody want to take a chance on the gloves, the 2 rings of the amulet, and just use them and see if you can attune to them? Or...
What was the school of the first ring?
I think it's
Second
abjuration.
one was abjuration. Interesting. So the second ring is alteration. I'll take the alteration one, I think.
Are you gonna wear it?
Hmm.
Gloves or alteration? You took the which one?
The second ring that we just found with the alteration.
Alteration.
Yes.
The first ring is abjuration and the amulet.
The abjuration one could be a protection.
I'm curious about the abjuration ring. Being
Or some other kind of.
See, it's
But the alteration could be interesting. That could be anything from illusion to invisibility to morph to who knows what.
The gloves were alteration.
Can I try the abjuration ring?
See, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on then. Being Kurza, being brave, and nothing happened to
Nice.
him.
awesome. I think if
All
we
right.
All
could
else.
track that on the unassigned magic items, I'll put a.
Right now I have it in inventory.
Oh, you
and
do?
loot.
Okay,
I'm just putting people's names by them,
that works
and
better.
then we can move it around afterwards.
No, that's fine. I just want to make sure it's in one spot that I could get to it later.
Yes, in inventory and loot, it's down at the bottom underneath the mender's weed, arrowhead, thorn, flower, and sea moss.
Thank you.
Then I have it by chest, so you know which chest it came from.
Perfect.
The
Just-
amulet. So the amulet's the only thing, and it was a.
Let's see. So I guess at this point, what weapons are you all proceeding with? What's your main weapon?
Quarterstaff.
Want me to go first?
Sure,
Okay,
Griff.
go ahead. I have the tomahawk / warhammer. Does it work for both? Because it's one weapon.
Yeah, if that's the one you want to
And-
enchant.
That's the one I want to enchant, and then in my left hand I have the short sword that I just picked up.
That already was. Okay. All right. And then how about Molly? What are you using? You've got the Drusus and what?
I think I'll try this +1/+3 versus regenerate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give that.
And then what are you getting enchanted?
And my buckler, and I'll enchant that one. Yeah. Will it work if it's already enchanted, or?
It will. Yeah, it works up to a maximum, but yeah, you can do it for that one. Okay. And then let's see, what do you have, Nod?
I have a long sword.
Longsword. Okay, so that'll be a +1 for now, because that's enchanted. And then let's see, Seharn, what are you using?
I'm primarily using a spear,
A spear. Okay.
and I have a mace on my belt as a backup.
Okay. And
Should I mention the throwing hammers that I might be using as well?
I was just more curious about which ones you got enchanted, but no, that's
Yeah,
worth mentioning.
it'd be my longsword. I'd take that one over the hammers.
Okay.
Whatever you held out to him.
Yeah. All right. So I think we have a pretty good idea then of what everybody's moving ahead with.
Two things: the gloves that are alteration and the amulet that's abjuration. Nobody has picked up yet. So Harn, do you want one? Nod, do you
Failed.
want one?
You say
From-
if you wear one, I'll wear the other.
Character's point of view, I cannot understand why the gloves aren't. I wouldn't be interested in them. I'm aquatic by nature. I have webbed fingers. Gloves
Oh.
wouldn't fit. The amulet, I don't. You want to just try it on to see if it does something?
Sure. I'll start trying to snug the gloves onto my large hands.
All right, I'll put the amulet around my
So,
neck
Harn,
with
you
my
got the amulet.
Okay.
holy conch shell in a pouch around my waist.
And Nod, you got a pair of magical alteration gloves. All
Yeah.
right, everything's assigned.
Perfect.
Good to go.
All right. So I think
And you tell me this is magic, friend Griff? So looking at the amulet,
It is.
yeah, and
Kurza said it was.
yeah, it wouldn't, as far as the gloves and the amulet, they wouldn't give you any immediate indication of what they're capable of. You wouldn't feel also any ill effect from wearing them either. And
Can I take them off?
yes, you can. They will go on and off.
Good one.
Fair question.
Yeah, good.
And I take the ring off.
Yeah,
that's an old
the ring
school.
the ring comes off.
Yep, those are old school D&D questions. You're
Mhm.
never guaranteed of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but considering the age of the chests was back to the original defenders,
Seals or whatever, yeah.
and the potions seem to be all beneficial. I would hope that all of the magic items were again beneficial as well, but
So
I'm
Kurza and Seharn,
Never say never.
You each got a healing potion too. So now we each have there's 5 of us, 5 healing.
To be clear, I already am carrying a healing potion I've had since character creation.
So if someone else needs it, I think he's offering it. But if you've all
Yeah, if
got
somebody
one,
else
then
can
you.
use a backup, like what? Give it to a melee.
I
Like,
think
what
the
I
squishies
think it would be
probably.
good. Yeah, I was gonna say it would be good if you guys in the back have them. That way, one, if you see us go down, there's somebody that can step up and give it to us. Or 2,
right.
if you guys are getting hit.
All right, ×2 on my character sheet.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
times
right,
2 for
you
me
got
as
one.
well.
Kurza, you got one. All right. I
Are
think
these
that's it. I'm sorry.
the ones with multiple doses, or are they single dose, Jamie?
They're 3 dose. So 1d8 per dose. If you take all the doses at once, you get pluses for doing that. Just take them individually. They're 1d8.
But you can take all the doses in a single action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
+2. Is that it, Jim? You
It's,
get drink all 3.
if you drink all 3, yeah. Yep.
And what is it? 1d8 for
Yeah.
each dose.
Right. Or
Is it
3d8
plus-
plus 2.
Is it +1 if you take 2 doses?
Yeah.
Or do you
Yeah.
not?
Exactly.
Okay.
2d8 plus 1.
Alright.
Yep.
I like the optional progression. That's cool. I like it.
I have a potion that has 2 doses left, and I have a potion doses. So I think we're kitted up and ready.
So Renwick
So-
says that he'll lead, obviously, but that he's not going to be sneaking off yet or anything. He's going to just be up towards the front for now, keeping his eye open. And I guess we would need to determine the order.
Yeah. Seharn would like to ask, what about light?
We should not bring torches ahead. That's going to let him know exactly where we are.
Mithra won't be able to see.
Yeah, I need to be able.
Oh, we can light them once we get there, but if we bring torches, there's no surprise. He'll find us before we
What if
even
somebody
know.
casts light
Well-
on my blade and I keep it sheathed just up a little bit so I have a little bit of light to see by?
Baden could do that
Oh.
for you. Baden could cast light on one item for one of you.
If I kept it sheathed, would that keep most of the light?
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it,
I think so.
is it permanent?
No.
No, I don't know how long light lasts. It lasts a pretty long time, though.
I can cast a permanent version.
It's not. We may need that for. You may need that spell slot for
But yeah.
other stuff.
All right, Molly.
So
I'll
are we
update
gonna
your
leave-
tokens
are we gonna
so that
leave
you've got
the-
lighting.
are we gonna leave the bears down here in the bunk house, or
Leave the
They
what?
if
Oh, the
you wouldn't
bearers.
like them to live, we should leave them
Yeah.
here.
Okay, now. Yeah, that's
Um,
the recommendation that Baden
Well,
is making, but
Baden was
it's up to you
suggesting?
all if you need them or want to.
I'm gonna
proceed
ask-
with them.
Gregor, if he's feeling brave enough to obviously stay out of harm's way, but yeah, I appreciate if he with to carry my trident in case I need it for a charging attack.
So he's like a bonded hireling at this point, so you don't have to convince him. He will absolutely follow you. I think the other two are less paired with you, whereas they wouldn't necessarily take a command like that against their will, where Gregor is blindly loyal. The other two might be a little bit less loyal, but they're not fighting or resisting what you guys are asking them to do. I think Baden is just concerned looking at them that they wouldn't stand up well to many formidable foes, and he wonders if it might be best to have them stay here near the boat or stay in the barracks and have them to return to later, since we know this floor is safe. But if not, if you want them to proceed, they will proceed.
Yeah, I want Gregor to proceed. I'm gonna bear my trident, and actually, I have second potion of healing with 2 doses. I'm going to give it to him and with instructions that if I fall, he can get it to me. That would be helpful.
Okay.
Into my mouth. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the group's decision on the other two?
They were following Bard anyway, so maybe
Yeah.
Mhm.
They should stay.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do something.
Sorry, guys. I'm slightly distracted as I catch up my 20-year-old knowledge of third level
Just
priest spells.
curious. So
Is
that was
Griff
a roll for
drunk?
Quig.
What?
No, that was Quig. So I set up a disadvantage of that.
Nice.
I was just curious to see.
The drunken
If it plays
torture.
into what?
Yeah. I think they would probably stay behind. I don't think they're eager to go into combat or anything. This is just me talking, but when they came along was they saw the tower because they were with Bart at the time and they were touching him and like, oh, we're gonna follow this guy.
That was
Right.
it, pretty much. Yep, just it was
Yeah, and
for
so
the
they're
moment.
here for that, and now
They
they're
were-
it's kind of dawned on that maybe more serious. Probably thought we're all getting spells cast on us and tightening up our armor and getting
Right.
ready to go up and take on some wizard, and we're scared.
Yep.
And to them, it's probably a little daunting. I don't think talking they would probably the idea of not coming.
That makes
So
sense
how-
to me.
Okay.
So Harn's a bit worried. Yeah, he comes from a kind of a benevolent species, and he's really never been in a place like this before. This is beyond his experience.
So Quig and the other pirate, I forget his name now, they will take their refuge in the barracks area. So I'm going to move them into that space. And they're going to kind of work out with you all that they'll stay here. They'll stay relatively still here. That they may, if they do leave this space at all, it will only be because they're forced to or because you've returned. And I think that they both are a little uneasy, but they feel more comfortable holding up here than they do going upstairs, just based on what they've seen being quite disturbing and out of the ordinary for their experience. They
Good.
do have rations, and they do have some basic weapons and things like that, so they're not going to be destitute. But yeah, they'll definitely take that suggestion to stay behind and keep an eye on things down here, and they'll wish you luck as you advance.
If we're not back in 3 days, guys, you're on your own.
Hmm.
Good luck.
And to
Walk
that
up
end, what is our escape plan? What is the route of egress? And I look at Nod. Like this, where does this secret door lead?
Secret door. Worst case scenario, hold your breath. Swim fast.
And what Nod can tell you is that, and Renwick can attest to as well, is that there's a staircase here behind this secret door, and it just goes down several levels until it reaches an area where there's an access to water, and from there you can swim down, and there's another hole in the bottom of the water that opens up, so there's this channel of water between the tower and the bottom of the sea that you can traverse to reach the other place where they came from. It will take some effort to swim down to get down to where you can get out of the water, but from the steps is how you would access all of that. And again, I
How
think
long?
you sense both Renwick and both Nod would be very hesitant to even talk about it or recommend it right now. They both seem wary of it.
Is there threats down there as well?
Oh yes, there are.
How long
It's a
is this
long
tunnel?
trip through the Underdark to
Okay.
a potential way out.
Hopefully we find another way out.
I do hope so. I don't intend to go back the way I came if I don't have to.
Hopefully this mage did not teleport in on his own. And it's possible they have their own teleport pad from the original builders if he knows how to use it.
With that, Renwick will, again, he'll be willing to lead the way and be in the front of the group. I guess if you all want to line up after him to his left on the map, we'll pick our marching order.
Be sneaking.
He is.
How far behind do we need to be to not affect that?
It won't really affect him very much if you're
Okay.
10 feet behind him or more.
Okay.
Amy,
Oh,
I can't move Gregor's token.
Oh. Oh yeah, I changed Gregor. He's Gregor Carrywell. That's
Yeah.
his
He
We can
carries
get
well.
further behind.
Let's
It's
see.
all right, brothers. I'll be in the back. I'll make sure nothing sneaks up behind you.
Chris, how tough is Kurza?
See if you can move it now.
I got all of
Molly.
14 hit points.
Yep.
Okay.
All of what? 14
14.
hit points?
Yep.
Oh, that changes everything in my mind. Amithra is probably very hanky. He's the gladiatorial
I've got
champion.
30 of 32.
Maybe you and Griff behind our NPC leader, and I'll come
Yep.
third.
Kind of like that is the way I've got you right now. But yeah, you can feel free to change your order.
Or should I come? I'll come last, and we'll give back coverage to
Who's that?
Kurza with 14 hit points.
Is that Baden that you're moving?
Baden's the purple. This is
Okay.
Gregor.
Who's the yellow?
The yellow's
Oh,
Gregor.
Gregor. Gregor's not coming with us.
Yeah, he's coming.
Is he coming?
The other two are
Yeah.
staying.
Coming.
Okay.
If we run into some kind of beast, I want to be able to charge with my trident. So.
So I'm not comfortable with Kurza being in dead last. If something is ambushes,
Nod's
then
back
waits for the last guy in line before it.
Baden
Nod
will
said he was going to be back there.
Baden will also be walking close to Kurza for the most part. Kind of noting that you're
Okay.
the only other mage in the group. Kurza, you notice that Baden takes a little bit of a special interest in you, knowing that you guys can talk about certain things that the others may not fully understand. So he seems to confide in you a little bit and walk near you, and he'll stay right in front of you in the formation.
Black shadow I was sitting on top of here. Is that Nod?
That's Nod.
That is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's Nod. Okay.
Okay, I was wondering.
Shadow knows.
All right, so I think I've got then everybody correctly lined up. I'm gonna pull us over. So if everyone's ready, Renwick will start up the steps with a nod, and I'll just...
So Nod, you're always just a little hard to see.
Yes, I tend to stay in the shadows, and the only reason you really saw me is because I let it be known. Other than I would have just stayed in the shadows. You guys are probably my best way out of here.
As an idea, if you hung behind the party a few yards,
Making
if
sure
anything-
nothing's going to sneak up behind you.
then
You've
you'd
got
be behind
yourself
it.
in the front and the back.
Yeah.
All right, so Renwick begins his path up the steps. The others, spaced out a little bit, do follow him upward. You guys should now see the map for the next floor, and you are standing on the north end where the steps have brought you. It is, the corridor on the outside is nearly identical to the one underneath, where there are ancient elven patterns and carvings throughout. It is set up as a drainage and water collection system on the outside here. This whole outside corridor seems to be. And then you can see that there's a pathway or hallway, if you will, that takes you through the center of the tower, similar to the floor below. You don't hear anything immediately. Renwick is pausing at times to listen, so he looks like he's really being diligent about listening and detecting noise, and so far he's not indicating that he hears anything. I will say that Nod, you get like a really strong odor from this floor. The others don't seem to react to the odor like you do, and you definitely have this overwhelming sense of rotten flesh smell that you get from this floor as that kind of hits you as you come up to the top level and the others are looking around deciding what to do. Guess we'll figure out who wants to call the shots here for where the group wants to head. I think Renwick will
Point towards the center hallway.
Doing it quietly, I'll try to pass it up the line. Who knows what it's going to.
Oh, just let the DM lead us to the slaughter.
Okay, we'll have Renwick lead down that direction then. If you indicate that direction, Kurza, then you can all begin to head down this hallway. And
If the outside is similar to the floor below, then the center theoretically should be similar to the floor below and have the interesting places to go.
you see definitely
I think I'm right.
it's a little different. It's a little different. The layout is different where in the other
Yeah.
floor you couldn't get all the way through, but in this floor it's like a cross. So you can go all the way horizontally and vertically, if you will, on the map. And it's open here down in this area and ahead. Renwick pauses and he, number one, leads you to these doors. You see both of these two doors are closed. And he pauses for a second to listen to the doors. And then he proceeds down the hallway just a few more steps. And he's looking at the ground when Griff, you come up next to him. And he points down to the blood on the ground. And Griff, I think you have tracking. You can make a tracking check.
We're on stone, so
It's all right. I'll adjust
modifiers.
for it. It's fine.
Yeah.
This is nice to have the list. I do need Wayne to put his in.
Sorry.
That's all right. So perfect. Yeah, the other thing you could have used is survival underground, either one. But you notice, Griff, in the blood that there are some very distinct paw prints. Paws that you feel like would belong to a very large bear by your estimation. And they seem to walk in and out and throughout this area, this corridor mainly.
Fresh
Is the
or
blood?
not? Yeah.
It doesn't seem very fresh. It seems like it's dark and probably not been there for a while.
How fresh are the prints?
Same. It seems like they've been there possibly for a while.
I hate owl bears.
Where to, friend?
I'll point down to the prints and I'll whisper to Renwick. He speaks common, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll whisper to him. Those look like bear prints. Know how old, but not fresh.
So one thing he kind of notices is, and he points out to you, it takes a second, Griff, before you notice it, but it's unusual that it seems like it seems like the prints are in pairs, as if this bear walks upright. I've not seen anything like it.
Maybe it's a creation from the floor below of a human-headed bear body. Or something like that.
Or an owl-headed bear body.
Yeah, some other kind of monstrosity someone has created.
It must be quite large, huh?
And I'll whisper back to
It's large.
the guys following. Same message. He said he didn't hear anything at the door?
He didn't hear anything at these two doors. He'll proceed to this edge here, Griff, and you can do the same. So you can see that there's a hallway going east and west as well, and there's several doors in that hallway. The others, I guess if you all want to peek down here in the hallway where Renwick and Griff are, you can see a little bit better how many doors you're dealing with on this level. But the two doors you just all walked by are closed, and you don't hear anything behind them.
No prints around the doors.
The prints head around this direction and seem like they led to this door here. mostly. That's what you notice there. But not these doors up here that you were at. You don't see the prints.
All right, I'll whisper. You guys want to check these 2 doors that we passed? I don't feel comfortable. Doors behind us.
Yeah,
Well-
I think Griff has a good point.
Renwick will say back to Nod, whispering, and in Thieves' Cant, the rest of you wouldn't understand this, but he'll speak to Nod in Thieves' Cant, and he'll tell Nod, I've checked those doors for traps, but it wouldn't hurt my feelings if you double checked me, brother.
I see him doing this. Is Thieves' Cant sign language in this world? Or is it speech?
It's like a speech. It's a little
Okay.
bit of both. It's like
I'll ask.
yeah.
Well, I hear him talk, and I ask what's he saying?
He's saying, looks like there's dangerous things ahead. I'll kind of just take a quick,
Okay.
or I wouldn't say quick glance. You'll see me looking at both the doors and eyeing them up pretty solidly.
What's your check for traps skill?
I think it actually went up. It is, find traps is 40%.
Okay,
Good
so
there.
you don't find a trap on this door, but you do think you see a trap on this door, on the eastern wall. And it seems like, based on your roll, that there's some type of trigger when this door pushes open that it's going to pull and something's going to happen. You're not sure if it's going to release from behind the door, above the door, but you definitely sense that there's something behind that door that's going to trigger mechanically.
Okay. Maybe
Back
I'll,
door.
yeah, I'll the closest person, I'll just push away a little bit and just be like, danger, whispering it softly as I can. You wanna, maybe you might be
Yeah.
better at this than I am.
I
There
could move him
might
to
be
there,
something
but it's
there.
basically
Oh,
there.
there
That's
he
where
is.
he's
Yeah.
at, yeah. He was
Yeah,
on
and
the
I'll-
I can see him, but I lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might even these get back towards Runic and be like, yeah, there's something there. You might be better at disarming it than I am. Oh, I guess it's the same chance. I would have to roll again for the remove trap then to try to
Right.
disarm it.
If you want to attempt to disarm it, he says, I'm sorry I missed it. I think it might be best for you to try to disarm it since you've been able to find it. But I'll give it a shot if you're unable.
I asked Nod, what's going on? Did I see him messing with the door?
Yeah, Nod's on looking and leaning and kneeling down in front of the door and really paying very
And he
close
says
attention
something to
to it.
Renwick that I don't understand.
Yeah, and they're definitely having a conversation that would be unlike anything you've all heard before. You've never really heard Thieves' Cant spoken openly in front of you before with 2 people who would be comfortable doing that. You sense that they're working together on it and that they're also doing it because it's a little bit more quiet way for them to communicate. And let's see if you're able to
Let's see if
disarm
I can
Here-
figure out how
here's
this
why-
trap is.
Here's why
Done.
I'm suspicious. These are these 2 people found here in the tower. We don't know them, so they're talking to each other in a language we don't understand, and feeling doors and
right?
nodding to each other and stuff. So I'm getting a little suspicious. That's why I asked Nod, what's going on? What do you?
And Nod is pretty
Quietly.
preoccupied though, and you sense that he gets a little frustrated too because although he's able to see and locate this trap, he doesn't seem like he's going to be able to disarm it. And so he's going to step aside and let Renwick give it a shot. So you see Renwick come in and attempt to disarm it as well next.
And as Renwick's kind of looking this over and doing it, and I'll just look closer to Griff and lean over. It's like point at let's just say wire, for example, and just as Renwick's going over it and just show him what's actually going on.
Okay, so if that's the case, then I just say, found a trap.
Ah, damn it, says Renwick. I can't get it either. And he says this in common now in your direction as well. He says, this door is trapped.
Don't open it. We don't want to give away our presence.
I agree, Seharn.
Kill him.
Perhaps we better
gonna
leave
keep-
it alone.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out down this way. Then I look back to Renwick and Nod, and I said maybe try the other door.
So they've checked the other door, and neither one sees a trap on the other door.
I'll give you the big old thumbs up.
All right, guys, we want to go in.
Might as
Wanna
well.
ask my friend, just open
Yeah.
the door. That's what we're here for.
All right, let's do it.
Griff opening.
Ready to follow me in?
All right.
After the explosion.
Okay, you open the door, and once you do, the smell that Nod was getting when he came to the top of the steps now hits the rest of you. It is
Oh.
a terrible smell of death and decay that washes over your faces, and I'll have everybody go ahead and do a con check.
It's fine, Jamie. The ocean often smells like this. I'm good.
Okay, you're good, Griff. You're gonna have to pass this one by 3. So far, everybody's good. Okay, Seharn, you feel a little bit queasy from the smell, and so you're gonna have a -1 to your any action rolls that you take until you're able to overcome this.
Oh,
Kurza, yours as well. You're feeling ill. What is your constitution, Chris? Because it didn't roll
Trying to
against
figure that
your...
out. Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
was
a 12.
using the.
It's a 12. Okay, so you failed. So yeah, you're feeling ill. You're actually feeling very ill, and you're gonna have a -2 to any checks that you take until you're able to overcome the effects.
I think I'm gonna grab my buddy Kurza and we're gonna stay back here down the hall and let them
Yeah.
handle this door. We'll try to get fresh air and revive ourselves. Maybe have a drink.
And yeah, you notice that Renwick seems to be completely unaffected by it. He looks like his stomach is not moved at all by the smell, and he walks right in past you, Griff, and starts to take a look around in this little hallway. For the others, I think you can move down the hallway. Anyone else who's lingering about to see this, you can sneak down the hallway a little bit or inch down the hallway a little bit.
Okay, so I don't see anything moving. No, stop and listen.
So, yeah, you get in the room, and I think what you immediately sense is that this was a holding cell, and there are bars basically between all these different holding areas. In fact, you can see through into these other doors, these other rooms inside, and it looks like it was like a living quarters that was like a prison area, and there were a lot of different humanoids that must have been contained in this cell block, if you will. And so that's what you start to sense right away, is that this is like a cell block, and that its inhabitants were being held against their will, and ultimately looks like the room itself that's to the south where Renwick is standing is full of scattered bones and objects that make it look like a massacre took place in this particular room. As again, you look closer, and this seems to be where the vast majority of the death occurred. It seems like these bones have been here for a while. It seems like whatever killed them possibly ate at them, and some of the objects that you find laying behind that are still recognizable seem to be charred and have burn marks on them as well. Just your guesstimate from standing in the space is that there's about 15 to 20 bodies or corpses that would be accounted for in the bones and what that lay around.
They can't be as old as this place, otherwise they wouldn't even be smelling.
That's what
I
I'm
whisper
wondering.
back.
How old are they?
I whisper back to the party, tell them what I see, and I also say there's a door ahead. Another door.
Hurry on. Don't want to spend any more time in this room than we have to.
This looks gruesome, Seharn. Let's move. Just move on.
I point at
Full of death.
We'll move
Nothing
you guys
but
down
death.
here. who else? Where are the rest of you going to be?
As the party moves on, I'll just keep an eye on the back, putting myself in ways where I can just keep eyes down the hallway and everything, and while maintaining line of sight on either Kurza or somebody else important of the party.
Okay. Can you do a move silently check for us, Nod? Or what is your move silently?
Not the best. Move silently is 25%.
25. Okay.
Don't seem to have visibility down the hallway
Kurza
for
doesn't?
some reason.
Let me see
No.
what's going on with yours. You might have the... Yeah, I see what it is. How's that?
Bingo.
Yeah, there's a limit field of vision option that's enabled by default, so if something weird is going on with anyone's vision, let me know. I'll double check it, but I think I had gotten most of them. Okay.
You have the other door open too, by the way.
This door on the right, someone must have opened it. There we go. It's fine. That's the one that's trapped. Okay. So you get into this space, Griff, and you actually are able to look through these doors because these are barred doors that you can see through. And when you do, you come down again and you get the sense that this was the living quarters, that this back area appears to be a really dilapidated kitchen or pantry where there's some really meager supplies that sit in there that you can notice. And then in this open area here, it looks like there were some baths, like some wash basins, and that it connects over to some privies. So it seems like in this quadrant that you're in, you would be able to comfortably hold, again, probably maybe comfortably, maybe 6 people, 6 to 8 people. And that was probably what it was used for, is what you are determining, is that this was a holding cell where they had groups of prisoners.
Any way to plop a light in there, Jamie? Light up these rooms so we can.
Let's see, what can you see? Because I can't see what you're seeing. You need to move your token in there if you want to see. I can't light it up for each token. It doesn't do that. There we go. It should be also revealing, like when you travel around, it should show where you've been.
Yeah.
Does it do that? Okay. Because it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like yours is
There
doing
we
that,
go.
or is it doing that?
Now it depends on.
Okay.
Somebody clicked on the door.
No, everything
That's
will
fine.
go dark for me. So what's behind us now? I don't have the character token lighting the way, providing the light, that goes back to dark.
Yeah, so if you close the
Oh,
door,
here
you
it
can't
is.
see through it
Here it
anymore.
is. Try it now. It's called Explorer mode. It was not enabled. So now if you move around Seharn and then you move back to another area, it should like leave it dimly on your map so that you know what was there.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. That's
Yeah, no
much better.
thanks.
Oh, okay.
That was
Yeah,
supposed to be
yeah.
enabled before.
Okay.
All right. So
You can't see it, but you know where the walls are and everything. You're just mapping it. Okay.
I enjoy the game more better now. More better.
So anything that
Okay.
you all want to do in this space? Baden
Search it.
is in here as well. Yeah, so you can start to search these rooms in the in the kitchen area. As you search through the kitchen, it seems like most of it is rotted and decayed for the most part. However, you do find what seems like to be a ornate dagger that catches your eye. So you can grab the ornate dagger. In the in the room where the bodies lay, as you look about them, some of the charred and burnt pieces of equipment, metal that are in here, you do recognize the sign of the swimming dolphin of Deep Seychelles, the deity that these elves observed, that leads you to believe that these were in fact elves, or at least some followers of Seychelles. But it seems like there's a lot of missing armor. Like you would have expected there to be a lot more armor and weaponry given how many bodies there are in here. So there's just a handful of things in here that you're able to see.
Somebody tell how long they've been dead?
You estimate that some of these bodies have been here for years, and others have probably been, like, the most recent body that you might think of in this pile is probably like a couple months old.
They decompose, or they dry rotting in here, mummifying.
They're mostly all
They're
decomposed.
bodies.
There's not much flesh left on them. The ones that do have any flesh, there's very
Oh.
little in the way of flesh left on them. It's mostly just bone. And you do see some remnants of what seems like something that was eating at and chomping on these bodies with teeth marks.
Well, just to say a few prayers for the dead. I think we should disturb them as little as possible. On from this place.
But something's wandering around here disturbing them.
Agreed. But we should be
But we should be
very
aware.
watchful.
Suggest then another reason to leave these bodies alone and go find what you think might be disturbing them. It's probably out there somewhere.
Should we keep
two-footed
going
bear.
south in this hallway?
Might as
Before
well.
that,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Down here, all the way to this door. Is that what you're talking about? I just moved somebody. I meant
Yeah.
to move Renwick. Okay, so this
We're all
should.
stacked.
Yeah.
That's me, but that's fine.
Let's see.
All right, Renwick's on. There we go. You got him?
Yeah, there we go. Wonky, there we go. Okay, yeah, he'll lead you out through this door into the hallway down below. He is trying to move very slowly and stealthily. For anyone that is trying to follow his lead, go ahead and do a dex check if you're trying to maintain stealthiness as you follow him.
You want me to try to move silently?
Yeah. If you've got move silently. For the rest of you, just do a dex check and I'll adjust for you.
My dex check would be better.
I'm putting a modifier on it, but
Just nailed it.
okay, so you've got
Perfect.
yours. What is your move silently, Griff?
37, but you got to modify
Okay.
it because I'm not.
Okay,
Or what?
no problem.
It's usually half, I think.
Probably has a better dex check
Yeah, I do.
by far.
Yeah.
All right, which way would you like to head now? You're in this. Most of you are in this hallway, but I know Kurza and Nod are up here. Vaden will come out here, follow Kurza. Gregor is with Amithra.
So I think we loop. This loops around, right?
Oh, okay.
Confirms
Didn't
this
know
where the
everybody
tracks-
had been.
This is where the bear tracks led, right?
Yeah, this is where you see a whole bunch of bear tracks as if something was attacked here.
It's not owl bear tracks. Just saying. Right?
You don't see any feathers. I'll say that.
Not
Thank
that Seharn
goodness.
would even have any
You-
clue as to what an owl bear is.
I guess at this point, maybe you see Renwick and Nod would be trying to detect noise from this center area to see if they hear anything. And I'll just double check them both to see. Renwick doesn't hear anything. Nod doesn't hear anything yet either. So, where to?
We're back in this is the center of the tower, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I would
go
be
left,
going for a sniff too
stretch.
Okay.
while I'm
Interesting.
at it.
There's no doorways on either of the cross hallways then.
That's what 50%.
Yep. And yeah,
What's it?
I think that the smell of decay is pretty much all you're getting right now from
Mm-hmm.
having been through that area and opened those doors and let some of that odor out. That seems to be permeating, and you don't detect
Close the door behind us.
anything else unusual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I see Nod sniffing?
I don't think you would, unless I don't think he's being
Mhm.
terribly obvious about it.
Mm-mm. I would not be in the shadows and just again. I would have a face mask over my face. Just
Yeah.
Do I? Okay, so do I smell the rotting flesh getting weaker, or like we've passed it, or is it stronger in any direction?
It's weaker. It's weaker for all of
So
you.
it's just where we came from.
Seems to be.
It's
Yeah.
to the east, to our right. Is this another door here that goes into the room that was just locked and trapped that we couldn't get into?
This one here.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, there's a door there.
Let's go have a poke in there, boys.
I agree. And what?
Okay. He'll move up to the door and he'll check it for traps.
Oh, I thought it was open. It looks like an open door.
No, it's not open. It does look like it on the screen there, but let's see. Okay, he finds a trap on this door,
Of course.
and he's going to
I'll remain around the corner.
he's going to try to disarm the trap. He is not able to disarm the trap. Nod, would you like to try to disarm this trap?
Please, let's get 1 out of 4, guys.
that is a 40% chance. Yes. I will.
Okay, 40. All right.
Decent enough.
Unfortunately, you're not having any luck either getting that door to unlock. Or the trap, excuse me, to disarm.
That's 0 for 4, guys.
The good news is they found the trap.
Yeah, that's
They
Anybody got a
found the
knock-
trap.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody got a knock spell or a disarm trap spell or anything like that?
Not anymore.
No, unfortunately.
And a knock spell won't help you against the trap.
But you can do it from a distance and set off the trap without having to be at it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how
Maybe.
it works. I don't know. I've heard that.
It unlocks it, but then you still have to open it.
Let's throw the dwarf
Oh,
at
shit.
it.
There we go.
Want to go south or keep? So the east is going to lead to the edge of the tower.
See, but that's what unseen servants are for, to walk around and open doors like that. While we all stand around the corner of and watch the
Yeah.
unseen servant get blown away.
Used it many times in the old days. Not me, because I always played the rogue and the thief. But yeah,
Well,
it came up a lot.
All right.
what do you
And 10
think?
pence for floating disc for taking treasure out, right? When you have a
But we're not
generous
able to get in
DM.
this.
That's right.
It would set off the trap if you tried to, you believe.
What's at the end of the hall? Is that anything or just the end of the hall?
Here?
Yeah, that's the edge of the tower.
That's just the end of the it's just the outer corridor.
Is there a door on the
no.
south edge? Right.
Yeah.
No
you go
hallways
south.
or anything on the
So what
left, right?
No, nothing
Okay.
else. Yeah, nothing else like that.
No other door in this hallway?
There's
Two down here.
There are doors. There are doors on the south wall. There's one on the north wall, one on the south wall. So there's 4 doors in this section. There's 4 doors. And in this other hallway, there's 4 doors. In these vertical hallways, there's 2 doors on each.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Is a door?
Yeah, there's a door right south of you
Oh.
that you can see through. It's like a barred window.
Oh.
So you're able to look through it. I need to, I guess, fix that. But yeah, that's
You of roguelike abilities? Go side by side. Check all the doors for us.
all right. So which door do you want to?
Up here?
There's one right there, and there's one on the south
All right.
wall. You want to check
We
those?
got 3 on.
This isn't. Yeah.
So we have 3
Yeah.
unopened doors there, right?
All right. So let's
Correct.
check. We'll check this. Just have them check out both of these doors right now.
Also, I have licorice.
He does not find. Redmick doesn't find any traps on either door. Again, it might be something that you want to have double checked, but he doesn't seem to find any on these 2.
Do you want to check?
Yes, I can check. Yep.
Okay. All right. I'll have you check both of
And-
them.
Yep. That's 40% chance.
40. Yeah. You don't Yeah, you don't find any traps on either of these two doors, this one or this one.
No, I'll just give them the big old thumbs up again.
Okay.
So you guys want to go through the north door?
And
Might as
just
well.
slowly move back down the hallway.
Yeah, you
Conspicuously.
Renwick will open that door, and inside of it, it looks like a very small storage area. And it seems like there's a bunch of different chains that are being stored in this particular room. Like reels and reels of chain. Some different diameters, but mostly pretty thick, sturdy chain is what you find.
All right. South door?
South door, you can open that one. And this one actually looks like it's got a couple of, it's almost like a storage area where they've got different containers in it. And when you look around at the different containers, they seem like they're natural components. And some of the items look like they are potentially spell components. And I think, who is it? Baden can attest to that when he sees these, that this looks like a wizard's pantry, friends. And he kind of looks around a little bit through some of the items that are sitting about. And they're pretty common components. If anyone wants to gather components, you can gather any spell components. Mostly first and second level spell components are available. There's no pearls or anything crazy as far as that's concerned, but there's a lot of other spell components. And you actually see Baden reach into some of the jars and grab a pinch here and grab a pouch here of different things, and he's sort of making himself at home.
I'll do the same.
Perfect. He actually hands you a couple of different pouches as well. He says, you're going to need these I think you're going to need these in the future. And he gives you a couple of unknown powders. So from there, where would you all like to go? And where to?
All right.
Is that north door?
One, and then
Here?
there's one below it.
That was,
yeah.
Yep. Storage there, storage here.
It's this other door, gents.
This
South door?
This one? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Something's going to come out and eat us eventually.
There's no traps on that door, and I'll have you both check. They both checked.
Yeah,
Didn't
say
find
I would
anything.
check, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Right.
so Renwick opens the door, and Griff,
That's following me.
you step inside. All right, you make your way in. It looks like this was, at one point, this probably was meant to be identical to the other quadrant that you already visited. But it looks like instead of there being something that was in here, or many creatures that were in here, that this was not very well used. As you start to stumble around a little bit in here, though, and you make your way around, you can see through the bars, because these are all barred. I'll open these. I think what gets your attention that's different about this layout, everything else is the same as far as what's where. You see the pool area, you see the privy area, a kitchen, a makeshift kitchen. But when you reach this room here, which would have been the equivalent to where the bodies were on the other side, you see the floor is completely covered in shredded cloth, draperies that are pulled apart, and hair, different strange kind of objects lay on the floor, almost make it seem like it's a nest, to where the floor itself is not very visible other than all of this cloth and hair and everything else, and it creates like a matted down looking area where something seems like it was laying. And you could see the imprint in the middle of the room of a body that very likely was in this room and laying in this room. And as you begin to walk on the floor in the room, it feels strange. Underneath the clothing, it feels like there's almost like rocks or something underneath what you would have thought the floor would be soft, but as you're walking around, it feels like something hard is underneath and moving and shifting. And as you
Bones.
brush back some of this and look at what's on the floor, coins. And the more and more you brush back some of this hair and debris, the more and more coins, and your eyes start to get big because the more and more you brush back, the more and more coins, and it begins to get to the point where it's the most coinage that you've ever seen sitting in one place. You just, on estimating, if you want to do a appraisal check, Kurza, just as like a quick guesstimate of how much coinage you think is on the floor here.
Which
The
room is
age
this,
of this
Jamie?
coin too.
This one?
This one.
Kind of be impossible to tell.
Who's on these coins?
Are we
So-
looking at thousands of coins here?
Yes,
He's about to tell us.
Kurza, you're able to just get a sense of volume in this room, and you estimate that there are over 10,000 coins in this room.
We're rich. We're
Pick
rich.
one up.
Yeah.
Is it gold,
so
silver,
it's-
copper?
The vast
Copper.
majority of this seems to be gold, and the gold itself, when you hold it, doesn't look like it has the symbolism of any port or place that you've been to. It's more the symbols that are on this coinage looks like it's more of an ancient type of coin in nature. Nothing
In history.
Yeah, so you actually believe that this would have very likely been the primary coinage used by the sea elves of this era. And that very likely this was currency that was exchanged in Nantar.
Okay. Would it have value above and beyond the gold content? To a collector or something, or not really?
No, more of the fact that it's a lost treasure, but it's still
Okay.
only worth what it's worth in terms of bullion.
Okay. I'll put one in my pocket.
All right, let's remember this place.
Yeah,
Baden
we've found the lair of whatever this critter
Yeah.
is. So
Yeah, Baden is also enamored by the coinage. He looks at it side by side with you, Kurza, and confirms what you're suspecting, that this was ancient currency. And so he's very intrigued by that. He doesn't seem. He's probably the only one in your midst that's seen this much coin in one place before. So he does not seem as shocked by the sight, but he's very interested in the origin of the currency. He's less enamored by the volume of it or the value of it. Whereas the rest of you, again, this would be beyond anything you've probably seen.
you got to figure what 10 coins to the pound at 10,000 pounds.
Yeah,
That's
just-
1,000 pounds worth of coinage.
I think there is a amount
Or is
for
it
that. It's
20 to 1
I think
or
it's
something.
less. Yes, it's not 10. It's more than 10. But
Big coins.
let's see.
Yeah.
There is a weight of coins.
'Cause I think
Considering
early
the
on
DMG.
they had a very foolishly high weight for a coin.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a handful of coins in my coin purse. 25 or something.
Yeah, I was thinking 30. Just
Okay,
grab-
so it does say 10 is a pound. Okay, it's 10 is a pound. You're right.
Wow.
Chris. Yeah.
So those are
Yeah,
hefty-
and I
those
thought
are
that
hefty
I've always thought that
coins.
was way too damn
That
heavy.
seems crazy.
That does seem crazy to me.
It's not realistic.
I don't
They
like
must be
broken.
giant
Yeah.
coins.
I'm gonna change the rule. I'm gonna say it's 50. 50 coins is a pound in my setting.
Yeah, because
So-
even
Add
in
that to
the
the party rules.
Yeah, we can
I
add
mean,
that in.
coins are usually like stamped, and they're like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
five pieces of paper thick or something like that. And
Yeah. Yeah, and these are chunky pieces. But they're well minted. They're not. They seem like they're well cast. They're made with finesse, I should say.
I think I'll
So
just take 50 coins, wrap them in something, put them in a waist pocket.
Yeah, I'll take
Okay.
a 52
Same.
Why not? I'll
or
leave the
50 as
rest.
well.
Unless we come across a portable hole, this is just a daydream.
Yeah, let's see. Where
Yeah,
Nod?
it's 200 pounds of coins, so
Where are you at, Nod? Are you still in the hallway?
Yes, I am. I'm hanging back again, just trying to keep line of sight with the group, but not leaving just the hallway open because, as far as I'm aware, there is something else here.
So if this level of the tower is like the one below us, there's one more room, and then we're
yeah.
gonna have to figure out how to get into the upper right. Set off the traps.
Okay.
And
we
I'd
gotta-
say let's engage the mage before we start setting off traps.
We want to take a break.
Actually, right before we do, we will take a break. At this point, so as you guys are in the room and you're filling your bags with coins, suddenly the hair on the back of your necks stand up as you hear a shriek come from the hallway, somewhere in the corridor of the tower. It sounds like its origin is somewhere in this direction, and it sounds deep and furious and loud as it pierces the silence out of nowhere as you all were scraping coins off the floor in there. And when we get back from the break, we'll give you guys a chance to react to what you've heard. So we'll take a quick one and we'll be back. All right, we'll go ahead and start. Actually, it won't be too hard to catch them up because what I'm going to have you all do first is each of you roll a d10.
Thank you.
Simple D10.
This is to see if you're surprised.
Oh, do I
Don't
get
you
a
have
modifier on that?
Don't you have a modifier, Griff? Or I don't know if
Yeah.
one of you or some of you have special things about being surprised, but let me know if it adjusts your roll or not. Otherwise, a 1, 2, or 3, a roll of a 1, 2, or 3 will mean that you are
Surprise. Yeah, I have a
surprised.
surprise roll. It's under your look at info
There you go.
tracker.
Okay.
There's a surprise roll.
Yeah, Brandon just found his and rolled it that way. Do you all see where he's talking about?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, Brandon has a plus for that as well. Okay.
I do as well.
Be your dex.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Dex +1 surprise mod.
So I think we've got.
Really?
Oh yeah, where's the surprise check on the character sheet?
Under info tracker, and then if you scroll down to under your hit points, armor class,
Oh,
surprise roll. Rolls to Jamie though.
Yeah, you guys aren't seeing
See
it,
it.
but I think I got everybody. Yeah, I'll just use the D10 rolls for the others to calculate it. I don't think anyone was surprised, so that's the good news. The bad news is that as you all are standing in this corridor and you hear this blood-curdling shriek coming from down the hallway, you are inside in this cell area, if you will, when something rears itself and comes running up the hallway with haste, and it turns the corner, and that's when you all see a bear form with what appear to be some type of wings of a draconic nature. It has horns attached to its head, and it has hands that are like eagle claws. And
It's worse than an owl bear.
it is far worse than an owlbear, friends. You should hope that you were encountering an owlbear. It is
Oh,
something
boy.
that doesn't seem natural in any way to you. It gives you a very eerie feeling that it's not even maybe from this plane originally. So it's got quite an intensity and ferocity about it as it turns the corner. So
quick, close the door.
it sees you all near its lair, and it hisses further and leaps forward towards you. We're going to enter into combat what we'll do is, I think I got the sense that everyone wants to probably do individual initiatives. What we'll do is have each of you do your own initiative roll, and we clear the initiative order. Okay. So yeah, you can go ahead and start rolling initiative. I'll put you back on the map here in a second, and we'll use the map.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, distance.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think we have to click on our token first. I don't know.
Is it loading? There we go. Okay.
I don't know. I'm just gonna click initiative.
I think you
Very
can click.
quickly.
I think you can just click initiative now. I don't think you have to click your token anymore.
Do you think this might be a long combat?
I'm gonna, for purposes of this, I'm gonna slide you guys into here and put him up here, like that.
I think it's going to be a long combat, Seharn.
I could start a defensive prayer, which is like a chant, but then it's just permanent. So +1, -1, but it's 6 casting, so a full minute, 6 rounds.
Oh, yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
that I would do that if I were you. Not.
Yeah.
All
Simple
right.
bless might be the best road to.
Oh, perhaps.
6, right?
You, Jamie, you seem to indicate that the creature, obviously, it's some kind of chimera, but it seems magical.
It no, it
Other
just
planar, you even said.
yeah.
Like,
It seems
It's
like
not natural.
it's not natural. It seems like certainly, yeah, not necessarily like that it's from another plane, but that it's not natural. It's animated and operating somewhat against its own will, I should say. But
Think of the
Then-
monster forge on the level below us, and I think that's something our favorite little magic user might have created.
That's what he said. There were pieces of bear and pieces of
Yeah.
creature.
Then I
Yeah.
need to change
Can we,
my.
can we call time out? We're all talking about this. What do you think this guy is? You just wait right
this
there.
is all
And
yeah.
do
This is all like after the
No.
fact. If you make it, that you would even be able
Yeah.
to converse on it. But
I'm trying to decide whether I'm gonna try and charge it with my
I'm
trident.
trying to.
yeah,
gotta
you-
get
Yeah, I'm
past
trying to-
me though.
Yeah, you're right. So I
So
had
does
put
it give
might
you
be able
additional
to-
reach?
I was gonna say you might be able to reach over.
yeah, and you could
Yeah, if
move
you
in
have a
and move
10-foot
out.
reach.
You could certainly move in and move out. It's not
Okay.
so rigid that you can't do that. It's just that you can only move a maximum of half your movement in the round. So,
Here's a plan.
I probably don't have enough space to charge it. This,
yeah.
yeah. So
And
I'm good
So-
with the 5. I was gonna have to change my
Alright.
initiative if I was gonna change to the trident.
Okay.
All right, here's a plan. If you guys want to like this or not. So I'm in the south room. Let's just say we are where we are right now, right? Got somebody in the north room. You two, if you want to take this thing, back it up so that it's in here between the doorways. We can hit it from 4 at once.
I'm not doing that. I'm leaving to go for the pack. I'm not staying in this room.
Amithra's up first.
Yeah, Amithra's first. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna charge past Griff. I guess get here so I can get an attack on him. Or here.
You'd basically be able to kind of step and occupy the same space as Griff, get your attack off,
Mhm.
and then step backwards, but you wouldn't be able to go
Be able to get past him?
without
Yeah, he's-
using that as your action for the turn to try to
He's-
get
yeah.
past him.
Because he's like blocking the way, right?
Mhm,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, then I'll step in and attack him with my new short.
It's taking its time to try to load. Okay.
It's gotta hit, man.
Oh. Let's
You're
see.
taking it in the doorway, Molly?
Now, this roll, Molly, has your plus for the weapon itself, but does it have the plus from
Mhm.
Baden?
It has the
Also-
+1 from the weapon, the +1 from my specialization, and the +1 from Baden. Yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, that
it a
misses.
Does this
I
thing
didn't-
regenerate?
Yeah, I guess I didn't factor that in.
No, it does
But
not.
misses. I didn't even get to see what I rolled.
You don't see it? It shows it on the.
It says
You hit an
That's
AC of
3
3.
you hit.
you have 3.
That's
Oh,
scary.
okay. I just didn't see the dice. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta
Probably
If
have
you
to-
highlight over the 3, it'll show you what you rolled. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
So then
16.
you would have to move back to your original spot.
That missed.
That missed.
Yeah, that's scary.
All right.
Let
Amithra
the
has
healing pop.
taken a stab at this thing, but not unfortunately been able to connect. And as it stands
I
in
say
front
this
of you,
thing, its hide is so thick, it's hard to get a jab in.
I've got to go back real quickly to our artwork page real quick because let's see if I can. Because I just have to do this. Let's see, where is it?
Did you make that, Jamie?
I took the 2E artwork and put it into an AI thing, so that
Nice.
because the artwork is a little bit more, I don't know, a little less realistic from the 2E monstrous manual. So I wanted to make it look a little different. But yeah, so then this is when the bear quickly rears back and unleashes a breath weapon down
Oh
the hallway.
man,
Oh,
not
no.
cool.
Oh, it's not cool at
That
all.
just has to, it is cool though. It is cool. It's not
Oh,
cool,
it's very cool.
but
It's
it
very
is.
cool.
And unfortunately for some of you, you are in the path of this.
A versus breath weapon.
Yes. So go ahead and save versus breath weapon.
We're barely a third of the round. First round of combat is gone, and I'm already feeling death. It's very cool. The tension
So
is
it's
real.
Griff, Amithra, and then I've got to roll for. I'm gonna give Gregor the benefit of the doubt that he is tucked around the corner,
Yeah.
but I'll leave Renwick in the path since he's mostly in the path. So the four of you. All right.
Critical failure. Is that a thing in saves?
No. Wow.
Thank
Yeah,
goodness.
5 astonishing fortune.
So all of you will be taking 12 points of damage from the fire.
That's a lot.
Especially for Kurza. If he took
I ain't
that.
taking no damage. I'm around a corner, man.
I know that, but
Watching all the flame
That
go
would-
by the window,
that-
by the door.
That
Like,
seems
that
to
would
be
be
all,
like-
all it can really do, I think, in this round if it's using its breath weapon.
Oh.
that's
oh, wait.
enough.
Let's see. Yeah, okay, so that's it for the creature, and now it's going to go to Nod. Your turn. You'd probably see that flash in front of you as well.
Yeah, down the hall, I would remotely
Some
hear the
s-
scream,
some
and from there, I would
singed-
try to hide its shadows, and
Everybody
I
just
would
keep in
assume
mind
it's down here.
we have 5 astonishing fortune, so if we need to
I would attempt to hide in shadows before I move down this hallway, just to make sure it's clear.
Yeah, go backstab it.
Yeah, it's fine.
How long is this hallway? I think I have 30 movement or 12 movement.
Yeah, you can get.
so it'd be
Yeah,
40,
it's
right?
it's the full thing would be about 15 feet, so it's about half your movement to get there.
Okay. So I can
Oh,
move
not
there
very
and
good.
attempt to backstab it.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Good. Need the bonuses. We get it out flank.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what are you using?
That is a crit, I think. Or no, it's not. I'm sorry.
Can
I'm
you
wrong. I'm not
backstab with a
specialized or
longsword?
anything. That co of armor class 0 is 19.
It's a
That's what it
stabby
is.
weapon.
I'm confused.
So
It is a stabby weapon. It is my +1 as well for the bless that he gave us earlier.
yeah, and so you actually hit this thing exactly where you want, and you notice that your longsword just seems to have no effect to it. Doesn't seem to puncture it or wound it in any meaningful way, even though you felt like you hit it perfectly right where you wanted and as capable as you could. But you
Do
definitely
I
hit
see
it.
this? Do I see this from where I'm standing?
Sure. Yeah. You would see him coming out of the shadows and trying to take a shot at this thing and it not react as if it were you would imagined it would have.
Yeah, like it looked like it was a solid blow to me, but for some reason it didn't affect it.
Yeah.
We need magic against this thing.
Yep, I think that would be all I could do this turn.
Okay.
Movement and the
Yeah,
attack.
magic.
Okay.
All of
Those
our
magical
weapons are
It's
all of our weapons
where's
are
my turn
currently
order?
magical, though.
So
Right?
Yeah.
Aren't our
um,
weapons magical, or did that wear off already?
no, the enchantment effect is still active for everyone
Yeah.
that got that, but for whatever reason, it looks like
Mhm.
Nod's attack was not effective.
And his sword was enchanted, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was my enchanted one.
This is worrisome.
So Kurza, you
Very
are up
worrying.
next.
It's up to you, Kurza.
Let's see. I think I'm going to run over this way and around the corner over here. And then I can pop out around the corner and fire a magic missile at it.
Okay.
Or in this case, 2. So there we go. Why is it not allowing me to? Don't want to do that.
Let's see. Magic missile, damage 3.
There we go.
How many missiles do you have? Let's see. What do you have?
Actually, I don't see any damage in there. Because I was
Okay.
going to roll
So
it.
you have 2 missiles. Okay.
This is damage M1.
So you have a
So 5 for the first
Yeah, it's got it.
and 2 for the second.
5 and 2. Okay.
Yep. Does it actually do any damage or does it even
Yeah.
react?
It rolled it. It rolled 1d4 plus 1.
On the first one it did, yeah, when he clicked on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, but
But
I've got
it's-
more than that.
I know, but it says up to a total of 5 missiles at
Okay.
9th level. Currently 0 missiles.
So I get 2 at 3rd level.
Two. Yeah, he has 2 missiles, and so the first missile did 5 damage. The second missile did 2 damage, we'll say, but it did roll it on the first one. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So it does appear that your magic missiles have affected it. It for the first time reacts as if it felt some pain from the spheres that you shot down the hallway past everybody and into it. All right. So Kurza has moved out and cast magic missile. The creature has taken its first damage of the encounter, and now it's to Griff, who's face to face with it.
Alright. Is it facing me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to move here.
To roll a dex check versus its dex to see if you're able to outmaneuver it to get past it here. So let's see, I'll roll his. It's taking his time. Okay. Yeah, you can get around it. You can weave out into the hallway area with a
And
step.
I want to
And that'll be all the movement you can take this turn, but you can still attack.
attack with my hand axe.
Good roll. So what is this hand axe? This is the
It's
Tomahawk.
the enchanted one. Yeah,
And this was not enchanted until today, right?
correct.
So unfortunately, you feel the hit very similar to Nod's hit, seemed to be perfect, but didn't seem to puncture or affect his hide like you would have expected.
And then short sword. And this is the magic one that we don't. Oh, doesn't matter.
Okay. That one just plain missed. Just plain missed.
Yeah.
All right, you've got him flanked in the hallway. There's a little more room now. If that's good or not, I don't know. But it's now Seharn's turn.
It is where? Flanked in the hallway? It's in the doorway?
Can you see it? Probably
Yeah,
not.
it's,
If I poke my head out, can
Oh
I
yeah,
be...
you're hiding in that room there. Yeah, you
How
can.
wide is this? Yeah, with it.
You can poke it out. You can poke your. It's 2
I
feet,
can
3
see
feet
this.
wide. Mm-hmm.
All right. The simple bless spell you mentioned, Chris, it won't work because we're all engaged in combat. And that requires you to not be engaged to take effect. I'm going to consider this a creature. I'm going to try to hold animal. So depending on when that goes off, Jamie, it's up to you, but it's 6 to cast, so it's an entire round. So either I was casting this whole time and it goes off at the end of the round, or I cast and it goes off next round.
Okay. Okay.
However you want to do that.
So yeah, we'll have it go off at the end of this round, which I've got Baden and Renwick going after you. I've just put them at the end of the order for the time being. So after they go, we'll talk about that. All right, so Baden begins casting a spell as well. And with a really loud crack, you see emit from his hand a bolt of lightning. And it passes down
man.
the hallway straight into the
Oh my
creature.
God.
And to your dismay,
Did I get hurt with that?
you don't.
Okay.
To your dismay, the creature does not react to the lightning strike. And it
What?
seems to raise Baden's eyebrows as well. All right, so then it's Renwick's turn. Renwick is going to move up here to the front. He's going to tumble through the group. He's like rolling around in the shadows towards the creature where he pops up, stands up, and swings in stride his short sword towards it. It's taking a while to roll for some reason. Misses with his short sword.
on
And
NPC.
he stays in front. He looks ready to continue attacking. So that's it for the first round. So we'll do, I guess, second round. If anyone's changing what they're doing in terms of attacks or anything, just update your turn order accordingly to your casting time or your speed. Seharn, your spell goes off, your hold spell, and
It has a saving throw of, go ahead.
you sense that this creature is immune to your
Never
attempts
mind
to hold
what
it.
I was going to say. Yeah,
Completely
that's
immune to hold.
terrible.
It is, I guess it's Amithra's turn. I think you're
You're
muted.
muted.
Yep.
Oh, thanks. You said it's a dex check to get.
If you're standing by him, you can use a dex check. If you're having to move and then get by him, it'll take your action.
Okay. I have tumbling, so I'm gonna.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and get out.
Perfect.
So we're flanking. I'm flanking with.
Yeah, just we'll see how well you're able to navigate the space.
Accidentally closed my.
No problem. Let's see. I'm gonna pull up this sheet also.
Up now.
Did that work? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you're able to get by and get your footing and
And I'll
not be
still get
compromised.
I'll still get an attack. I think at the end of the round because I have the 3/2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you would have one. So you can take it now. You can go ahead and
Yeah?
take the shot.
Doesn't seem worried.
We're not at that point yet. Yeah, we're not at that point where it's gonna matter if you hit first or.
Yeah, no, I'll wait
last.
because I closed my sheet again.
Okay, so we'll go to the creature who is now faced with the decision about which one of you he wants to attack.
Eviscerate.
Let's see.
Hopefully it doesn't.
And this
Hmm.
is.
Yeah, roll 20 is going slow for me.
It
I
is
don't know
going
about
really
y'all.
slow. Yeah.
So
All right, so it's gonna attack first towards Amithra, who just poked out near it.
You got that
And-
special ring on now too, don't you?
Let's see, what
That
is
new ring.
What is Amithra's
yeah, you have a
AC?
ring on.
Hopefully it's an armor class protection.
What did you ask, Jamie? I'm sorry.
What's Amithra's armor class?
It's 4 with the shield, the buckler.
Okay. This thing rears around and swings one of its claws at you and strikes you with it. And slashes you for 3 damage.
Okay.
And then it is gonna take a second attack. Gets 3 attacks. It's just gonna split these between the 3 nearest creatures. So this one's going towards Renwick, and that's a hit. Okay, so he's gonna take. Okay, he takes some more significant damage than you did, and then the last one's going towards Griff. Oh God. Okay, that's a hit.
How about AC 4?
All right, so he did a big chunk to Renwick, and then he does 8 damage to Griff with a. This is actually with a talon attack. It is now back to you guys. It's actually to Nod.
Realizing that my attack didn't quite work the way I wanted to, is there any way I can go for more grapple on him?
I think
It's facing me now.
your attempts to grapple him wouldn't cause damage, but you could potentially manipulate him if you're trying to keep him in this position or to push him down the hallway. So you can absolutely attempt to do an unarmed attack. It's just not going to cause damage, but again, you can at least physically.
I guess my attention was more so he's attacking with his talons. Can I grab one of his arms and attempt to stop him from attacking as much?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a fair attempt to try to do an unarmed attack against one of his arms.
And just a unarmed attack, so D20 plus strength.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, actually, you're able to grab a hold of his arm, which kind of restricts his movement a little bit. But yeah, you've got a hold of one of this creature's taloned arms. All right, the next one is Kurza. Nod wrestling with the creature.
What's the distance from here to the creature?
From where?
Say like this.
It should be measuring right. So yeah, it's 7, 8 feet, something like that.
Okay. So let's see then. Interesting that Nod managed to overpower it.
He just got a hold of it. He's grabbing it. That's all. He's not necessarily wrestling with it yet, but he's grabbed it.
Yeah.
A single arm, just a single arm.
Do I think it will be affected by a color spray at all? Which means, does it hit dice?
Is it a
7 or
charm-based
more?
spell?
It is alteration.
Then it would be, probably. You think?
All right. Let's go out here. Oh, everybody's in the way, aren't they?
Oh, hi, Kurza.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
facing me.
So if I looked around the corner, I could see, except for Renwick, there's nobody in the way.
He's pretty short.
All right, let's do a color spray down the hallway at the critter.
Okay, hit it. Let's see how it works.
Let's see here. Come on, where are you at? Oh, level 1.
Let's see, so
So its hit dice based on mine is going to be the determining factor whether or not it even gets a saving throw, and or it's
No, what's the area of effect?
oh, so he gets a save versus spell. Okay, I got you.
yeah. I figured he'd be high enough level to actually get a saving throw.
Yeah, he'll get a save. He will fail his save.
Wow.
And so what happens to him? He will.
Either he's unconscious for 2 to 4 rounds, or if he's higher level, he's blinded, or if he's even higher level, then he's stunned for a round.
You're 4th level, correct? Okay.
Correct.
Okay, he appears to be stunned from the effects of your color spray.
Yay.
He stands.
You have a round.
He
Use it
stands-
well.
He's-
Did.
Stun the beast.
He is stunned by the vivid colors that have been cast by your mage, and it's now to Griff.
I'm gonna attack with the short sword. I don't know what kind of magic it is.
Okay. You need to hit AC 1. That was a miss.
Okay. And
Gun, does he get a bonus because he's immobile?
it doesn't
No dex
matter.
Yeah, I
bonus?
You guys want me to re-roll it?
I think you could.
I mean,
You would
Yeah,
you would
reroll
get
it.
a plus.
Yeah,
on-
re-roll it.
All right, I'm gonna re-roll.
Yeah, you can add a +2 to your roll, Tim, since it is stunned here. Oh no!
God,
Somehow
wait
it
a
went.
minute. That went the
It
wrong
was
way.
yeah.
Rolled an 18.
That's weird. Yeah, it minus 6 from your 18 for some reason. I don't know that your weapon is set up right.
Doesn't sound like
Is,
it.
shouldn't
is that
be
his
minus-
THAT-co? Is 18 his THAT-co?
Yeah.
He
Oh,
should
you
have
rolled a
hit.
2.
Then he
You
should've-
rolled a 2. Okay, that's
Oh.
right.
Yeah,
Brandon's right. So it's
Oh,
your
okay, there
THAT-co
we are.
minus your roll plus your
Yeah,
modifier.
yeah. Yep,
Okay.
you're right.
All right. Unfortunately, it doesn't connect, Griff, but no harm.
And with
either.
with my tomahawk hand, can I sheath that and pull out a potion?
Okay. All right. You got potion in hand. It's Seharn's turn. The stunned.
Yes, I have thought about this. I think I'm just gonna go stab it. If I can even get to it. I can get through this door past these people, or do I need to go a long way around?
Now that it's stunned, you could pass by it without even having to make much of a check. So you can go straight if you'd like.
Park my butt here. I'm assuming we want to kill this thing, right?
That's
It's
the hope.
unnatural.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna try to stab its hide and see what happens with my spear.
Ooh, 0.
Ooh, that's my THAT-co.
Now this spear would have been enchanted today by Baden, but it was not previously enchanted.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it does not have any effect. Seems unable to pierce his hide. For whatever reason, it's resistant to it.
Right. Summoning magical weapon next round. Thank you.
That brings up Baden. And Baden at this point sees that the creature is stunned and he steps forward. He says with his free action, he says, "This is a Yugoloth, friends. Your weapons will need to be well enchanted to pierce its hide." And with that, he raises his arms and he casts a magic missile at it. And there's actually missiles
Ooh.
Ooh,
that you see.
1 per 3. Is that right? 1 per 3.
Yeah.
That means he's at least 7th or 8th level.
Yeah.
So he does a pretty good chunk of damage to this thing with his magic missiles and exhausts that spell. And now it is Renwick's turn. So Renwick's standing next to this thing. He's gonna try to strike
What did he
it.
call it?
Yugoloth.
And he actually hits. Renwick hits.
Excellent.
And it looks like, from what you can tell, that his
There's
weapon
damage.
does damage to the creature as well. Not a lot of damage. Unfortunately, didn't roll good, but he did strike it and seemed to affect it with his swing. All right, Amithra, you're
End of
up.
round. End of round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do I get a +2 because he's stunned? So that'll be a total that I'm going to add +3, right? The enchantment from Aiden earlier.
And then 2 for that. Correct. Correct.
Never added a stun modifier to my last. My loss.
Oh, I want to use a.
Okay.
Go for it.
Use
Do
it.
it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, we were in the
Let's
last.
You probably wouldn't want to break your weapon or something here either.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Oh,
So you
Unfortunately-
want to use mine?
No,
Nice or not?
Use another
With us, you can only reroll.
You can only
once.
reroll one time.
Okay.
at a
Okay.
yeah,
time,
that's okay.
But at least it's not a fumble, so that's an improvement. So
But I will go soon enough anyway.
yeah, it's your turn
starting
now.
it around.
So you're the top of the order as well.
Okay.
So you can go ahead again if you'd like.
Is he still stunned or
He's
no?
stunned. This is the first effect really. This is the first time that he's lost an action because of the stun. This is the round he'll lose his action.
Ah, okay.
All right.
Roll
So he
7.
he loses his action. Nod, you're up. You have a hold of it still. You have a hold of its
I
arm
mean,
in its stunned
It's like,
state.
it's not moving.
I got it.
Somebody do something.
Yeah, say there's not much I think at a character that Nod can actually do anything he can has that he can hit it. His best thing he can do is try to continue to just hold this thing.
Okay. Yeah, and
That
at
may
this
be
point,
the best bet.
it's not. He's not resisting because he's stunned. So you've got still a grip on him per your previous roll.
Can you immobilize him while he's down? That's the twitch.
He's not down. He's just standing
Yeah,
a little
but
motionless right now.
since he's stunned, you should be able to upgrade your wrestling position, so to speak.
Gonna pull Nelson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is literally
got
wrestling a bear, but
Yeah, if you could like try to grab his other arm, since you're only got a hold of one arm right now. If you want to grab both arms potentially, that would.
Yeah,
work.
if I could get a better grip or get another arm or do whatever I can to help, I would, without being a hindrance standing in the way
Sure.
of Kurza and his spells or the other wizard.
Okay.
Wait, can he just
Do an unarmed
kill it?
attack, and let's see.
Let's do a d20,
Yeah.
and it's
Okay,
plus
so
3.
you essentially wouldn't be able to necessarily advance your position very much, but you could try to hinder his other arm. All right, I think that brings up Kurza.
Oh,
Got up your
cheer
sleeve.
them on enthusiastically. Since I can't do anything at this point.
Okay.
I don't, unless you want me to web it. I have nothing.
I guess there's a question he could ask. You want me to web it, and the group could respond to him if you
Yeah.
do want him to do that.
would that catch us all in a way?
Yes, it would. I don't
Yeah.
think you
Oh,
should
yeah.
have it.
Yeah.
What's
catch
the
most of us.
modifier for using a 4th level spell from a scroll?
It would be 4. The casting time would be 4, because it's 4th level. So your
Normal
turn
casting
order-
time would be 3, so that would make it a 4. Okay, so it's a little slower. How about, does it actually go off? That's
What
it
are we
up.
casting? I don't know what we're casting. here.
Polymorph other.
So you have a scroll of polymorph other. Let's see.
I do.
Okay.
Now you're cooking up something.
Yeah, because there's really nothing I can do other than some crazy stuff. But this is two spell class levels above my level.
Yeah, you can cast this. So you will need to roll what is your intelligence read magic?
There you go.
You roll that, which yours is really high, so I would imagine that will work fine. But you need to do that check to cast it, and then it would go off. It would go off just like you cast it from your spell book. And
Attributes.
your range is 5 yards per level.
That's about a 75%.
Yeah.
Alternatively, I'm thinking maybe I just hand it to what's his face, the other mage.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Probably doesn't have a failure rate. Is that where you're going?
If he's high enough level to cast
Yeah.
magic
Lightning
missile with
bolt.
4, then he should be high enough level to cast this.
What are you gonna polymorph? What do you want to polymorph? Kurza?
The
Creature?
critter, yeah, gonna make him into a dog if you want.
Or a puppy?
Something
Yeah,
bigger so you
something
can hold
small.
on to it, but
Oh.
Let's see. What do you have as a?
it has a much lower armor class rating.
Does it affect creatures, polymorph other?
Oh yeah, it'll pretty much
I don't remember. It's been
affect almost anything.
Yeah, I
Acquires
think
the
So do you
form
want-
and
do you wanna
physical
cast it,
abilities of
or-
the creature it's been
I-
polymorphed into. Sure, I'll cast it. What the hell?
You got this.
All right. Okay, so you go ahead and roll a percentile to see if you can read the magic. You did, okay, and then
Hey,
you are able to cast it. You feel as if the effects work properly as far as the mechanics of casting it from the scroll. However, similar to earlier, it seems as if this creature is completely immune to polymorph spells.
That I was afraid of.
And so at this point, you're assuming that this creature is immune to charm, hold, sleep, and polymorph, as well as likely fear. Those would be the categories of spells you think that it's completely immune to. All right, that should bring us
What were
up
the
to
other
Griff.
ones?
Let's see, it's charm, hold, sleep, polymorph, and fear. It appears to be immune to those, and then based on what Baden had done as well, it appears to be additionally immune to electric damage. Because it had no
Almost
effect
everything under the sun.
when he tried to hit it earlier. The only thing so
Alright,
far
attack.
spell-wise that's hurt it is the magic missile. But yeah, go ahead, Griff.
I attack and quaff potion.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you just
attack
won't be able to
first then.
move. Yeah.
Damn.
Oh man, what is going on?
Some rough rolls. A 3.
Jeez. All right, I'm gonna quaff my potion.
The one with 2
two
drops.
doses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2d8 plus
so
1.
it's
You'll get back
sucked.
8 healing, and it's Seharn's turn.
Wow. I think I'm going to drop my spear and add 4, or however, I have a casting time of 4 on the spell, however you want to do this. And I'm just going to start producing a flame blade.
Okay.
And then hack at this creature. It's
So
only this
what level
magical-
is Flame Blade?
It's only a 2nd level spell.
2nd level. Let me just double check here real fast.
So it will do 1d4 plus 4 if I hit it, unless this is susceptible to fire, then it's an additional 2. I didn't see fire on the immunity list. Otherwise, it would suffer 2 less damage, but I'm hoping it suffers more.
So the thing is that you have to now hit it with the Flame
Yeah.
Blade. So the
Yes,
Flame Blade would
right.
affect someone's weapon. Whose weapon are you casting it on?
It's a blazing red hot fire to spring forth from his hand. It literally becomes, it's like a lightsaber coming out
Okay,
of
so you
nowhere.
have to strike with it then. Okay.
In my case, it's silvery blue,
Okay.
maybe a tint of green to it. Going all out Sith on it here. So I wouldn't need to strike to hit, so how about I just use my tackle's the same, I'll just use a weapon on my sheet to roll to hit. How's that?
I think the thing is that you won't be able to cast an attack in the same turn.
Round. That makes
So, but you would have this ready for next turn, and it looks like it lasts 4 rounds plus 1 per 2 levels, 6 rounds.
for me,
That's what it
yes.
lasts. Okay.
Correct. Right?
Good.
Right, thank you.
Yeah.
Who's got the short sword we found downstairs?
Me.
Griff.
Okay, and it's not having any
The
enough
one I-
of it. You can't hit yet.
No, I can't. I
He's,
haven't
he's
hit
having a
anything.
tough go with it.
Yeah.
But yet the magic's weapons magical somehow, right?
I don't think I've rolled above a 4.
There's your
Yeah,
problem.
We just had some bad rolls so far. All of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
happens.
So Baden is up next, and he begins to cast a spell. And from Baden, actually, you wouldn't really see anything as he casts this particular spell. You don't notice what it's doing. But
Well,
then
powerful.
you see Renwick goes ahead and tries to take another stab at the creature who's standing in before him. Come on, roll 20. Jeez, okay. All right, he hits with his short sword. So he's hit it again. All right. It looks like it's taking some cumulative damage at this point. It does seem as if it's been affected by all of the hits to some extent. It's now Amithra's turn.
Are we at a new round?
Yeah,
Up
round
around?
round.
Okay.
Are we lucky so far that we haven't taken any serious?
you're
Party's still good right now.
you stunned it once, so you got basically each of you got 2 attacks on it without it getting anything back yet. But it's about to go after Amithra, so
So it's no longer stunned.
it's no longer stunned.
Yes. I'm gonna start off the round with an arena acting. I guess I'm gonna pretend like I'm gonna hit it high and then I'm gonna hit it low.
Okay.
I'll roll for that first. That will attack and damage. 1 time, 1 opponent. Use that now.
Unfortunately, that misses. Oh, I think it's muted.
This might go. I will get an attack at the end of the round now.
Okay.
Second.
All right.
How,
Yugoloth is back
how
up.
many rolls we have left? 3 rolls. I start with 5, right? We don't use 1.
I think you have. If you.
I
two-
used 1.
3. We have 3 left.
3 left. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. The Yugoloth is now out of its stunned condition, and it is going to. I think we should almost have.
Nod has a hold of its arms.
Yeah. It's going to it's going to breathe its fire again, and it's not even going to attempt to shake his arms free as he does it.
You're gonna get it right in the face, dude.
So it's going to shoot it in that direction towards Nod and Amithra. So both of you go ahead and make saves versus breath weapon.
But we just lost Molly.
Yeah, looks like. All right.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, we'll wait for Molly. If not, I could roll her save to see.
Yeah, go ahead and my character sheet's coming up.
Okay. I'll go ahead and
my
roll it. Go ahead
save-
when you get it.
Okay, yeah, actually now it's coming up. It's under yes. Now breath weapon. Here we go.
Okay, so the 2 of you get a face full of fire from the Yugoloth, who breathes it straight in your direction, and you each take 12 points of damage.
Man.
12 points every time.
Amithra is pretty crispy. Yeah, daggers back. Almost loses her balance.
Be down till 6.
Down to 3.
All right, so it's now.
This thing even taken any noticeable amount of damage?
Yeah, it has. It has mostly from Baden and you, who hit it with magic missile. Renwick's done
Bloodied in
2
any
hits.
way?
Yeah, it seems like it's down to less than half its full health.
Bloody, as they would have said.
So we have
in
hope.
Yeah,
That's
a
good.
5e term, but yeah, it definitely you notice that it's staggered somewhat, and
Is it?
it's Nod's turn.
I thought
Um,
Bloody came from 4E. But my history's sketchy.
Oh, it could
so.
be, yeah, but
just completely curious. How big is this thing? Large creature, 8 feet.
Oh, yeah.
it's large. It's approximately about 8 feet tall.
Could literally flop over on us as an attack.
Yeah, at this point, you might see Nod getting a little frustrated as he just got breathed fire on, and I'm sure parts of his face and mask are now sooded and cindered,
Yeah,
and
that's
even his hood. And
That's a fair point. This might be the first time that some of the party has even gleaned a part of his face or his eyes or whatever features they would see just from this blast of fire that went off.
yeah, and so, you would see this 8-foot creature that's relatively larger than everybody, and then you would see Nod going from his 6-something to about the same size as this creature. As he stops hunching over and just stands up straight, and you start seeing his horns coming out of his cindered hood and burning away, and his mask is no longer there, the full-on bull face, a minotaur's face.
Like a demon.
Wow.
That's startling. I'd be shocked, but we're in the middle
Yeah,
of
you would
mortal
be you would all
combat.
be I think surprised by the sudden reveal of Nod and what he is.
I think less so because we're literally fighting for life and death here because, yeah.
That is true.
So,
That is true.
And at that point, I would still maintaining my grip on his hands, even though I know it's not going to do anything. I'm going to just headbutt him at this point with my horns and everything.
Right.
So just for flavor.
Yeah, go for it. You can
Okay.
see if it pushes him around at all. And I'm gonna, let's see, update this while you're doing that.
Seeing his true size does justify his choice to go grapple with this beast.
It looks like I can't upload attachments right now. It's Roll20 stuff going on here. So unfortunately I can't add the artwork to show you guys what Nod looks like. So we'll have to envision what he looks like for now. And let's see, how did you do? Unfortunately, you weren't able to really connect with him. You no longer have a grip on him, and so when you took a shot with your horns, they didn't land either. And I think we're now at Kurza.
Gee, let's try and activate the new ring and see what it does. Because I've got nothing better at this point.
You don't feel like it's something that you're necessarily able to sense how to activate. I'll save you that.
Okay.
If there's anything else you'd like to do, you feel like wearing the ring would give you its benefit, and that it's not necessarily something you can activate.
Fred, I forgot. Didn't I take that amulet thing?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did.
I should write that down somewhere so I don't forget that again.
Yes.
I'm with it.
So I'm going to delete it off the party treasure.
Anything else, Kurza, you want to try to do, or stay in where you're at?
Encourage everyone else to hit it hard.
Can you do a hold action? And if somebody goes down, you'll run up and potion them?
That's true. You could do that. You could just wait and
Do that,
do a
yeah.
wait and see
Have
in
it-
case something
have it
happens
ready.
by the end of the round.
Have it ready.
Sure.
Or do that right now for Amithra.
Sure. Why not?
I don't know how that would work. How would that work?
You could move half your movement and then still take an action. You could go around this way and give her a potion. That would be all doable in this round if you chose to do that. That way you don't even have to try to traverse the hallway.
Sure. There we go.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna give her a pour of potion?
Yep.
How many draughts do you want to give her from your potion? There's 3, typically, unless you've used one already.
I have
He's
two
almost out.
potions, but give her all 3 of the extra of the new one.
Okay. All right. So you can cross that off, and then whoever wants to roll 3d6 plus 2. This would be Amithra's recovery.
3d6 or d8?
Or D, I'm sorry. Yeah, D8.
You roll it, Kurza.
Let's see. So how do I get the dice roller to actually?
Yeah, 3d8.
3D8.
I opened up this dice roller, and there used to be one where. Oh, here's the advanced die
Yeah.
roller. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. And the more they change things, the more complicated it gets.
I can't seem to remove your measuring stick from the screen, but that's okay. Maybe there's a way that it clears it. No.
Nice.
13 points.
All right.
That hits the spot.
There you
I
go.
need it.
That's a good use of the turn. All right,
Yeah.
Seharn, you're up.
I was still. Go ahead.
You skip me?
Did I skip you? Oh yeah, I did.
No.
Sorry, Griff.
Yes.
All right. I needed to
Kill
swing
it.
this.
No, swing and hit.
Sword.
Better option, buddy. You got this.
Hey, that's
Ooh,
the
there
the
we
magic sword
go.
from downstairs. Did it hit?
This
Nice.
hits the creature. It actually
And it's
tears its
large?
flesh. It is large.
It
I'm not adding any modifiers.
Oh my goodness. This thing is
Ooh, it's not-
hanging
I
on
didn't
by
add any.
a
I
thread.
didn't add any magic modifiers to
Okay.
that. So
So yes, you'd
whatever
have the one extra.
sword is.
It is staggering at this point after striking it with this short sword and feeling the capability of this short sword, you definitely feel that its enchantment is greater than the axe that you're carrying, and that it was very effective in its strike. And this creature kind of coils back from the slash effect that it's surprised that you're able to do after just swatting at it for so long, and suddenly you struck it with a very mighty blow. All right.
That's good news. Suddenly it
With my hand axe hand, I'm gonna grab my other potion.
Okay. All right. That brings up Seharn.
That brings up a swipe from my flame blade for the first of 6 rounds that I now feel this won't last. Then I'm just going to hit it with my. Is it a creature susceptible to fire?
It is not.
So I did 12.
It is not. So I get a +2 to hit.
Breathing fire
12 damage, I
probably
got you,
isn't
Tim.
susceptible to fire.
I hit an armor class of 4.
That's a miss.
It's a shame. I don't do well in combat in your games, Jamie. Have you noticed this pattern over the...
I don't know what's going on. We've got to get you some better weaponry. We're working on
Really?
it. We're working on
Going
it.
all the way back, though, even from their first battle when we first met, the big shutdown spell,
Yeah.
nobody. My shutdown spell here to get rid of this beast.
I think you're
did
saving your
nothing.
glory. I think you're just saving up your glory for a big moment. That's what you're doing.
I'll be a hero later in the campaign.
The dice are fickle.
They very much are.
Alright.
Baden
Come on,
is
Baden.
up,
So,
and
Right?
with that, let's see. Baden is actually
another magic missile would be beautiful here.
yeah. He unfortunately
Yeah.
doesn't have another magic missile. I think he's gonna go ahead and cast on. Who's the lowest right now? Is it Seharn?
The lowest
Hit points.
hit points?
Good
No,
points.
I haven't
I have
been
15.
hit.
Oh, it's
I have
Griff.
25.
Okay, I think it's Griff then that he's thinking.
Yeah.
It's either Mithra or me or Amithra. I don't know.
I have 16 now.
Okay, Griff.
Right.
Griff,
You got me by 1.
Yeah, Griff, you actually feel the effects of a spell that Baden casts that seem to give you like a thickened skin and natural armor that you didn't previously have. So you feel a little bit more buffed by something that he's cast here.
You a wizard or druid? Or what?
And let's see. This is now Renwick's turn. So Renwick's he's been hitting. No, he does not hit this time though. So we're back to the top of the end of that round. If there's anything else that went off at the end of that round.
Yeah, I would
Otherwise,
get
yep,
my
go ahead.
second attack.
Yep, go ahead.
Got a hit.
That is a hit. That is a
Excellent.
hit, and that
Just barely, but
will
it is, right?
probably drop it. It's got a handful of hit points left. Let's see how many you can take away.
It's size large, so I'm going to roll a d8.
You should be able to just roll on your damage.
No, I know.
She gets extra damage, Jamie, because it's past session time.
It's a fair
Don't we
point.
get a free
There you
D20
go.
we can use anywhere?
This is it. Tell us,
That's what we
how
do.
does Amithra
Oh, it's
drop
good.
the
Good
Yugoloth?
I bury my blade in its belly all the way up to the hilt and pull it out and raise my arm up and give a keening cry
And
Wait,
like
you
you
have-
would in the arena.
and you
Yeah.
see this creature just slump forward onto the blade and down to the ground in a big heap, a mass of just these strange parts, and this strange looking surreal beast now lays before you lifeless, and you all are survived. You have killed a lesser Yugoloth.
Wow. I hit it
That was-
once.
Sir Yugoloth.
That was a lesser one?
That was a
I hit it once.
lesser one. Yes, that was a lesser Yugoloth.
Oh, that was, we just killed the baby.
And
Great.
so, yeah, it's got quite a bit of resistance and quite a bit of ability. It only got 2 of its 3 breath weapons off on you. So that was probably, I think the stun was probably
Well,
the
that's
single
nice.
most effective
Yeah.
Yes,
thing that
that's
happened.
helpful
Yeah,
a
So you
lot.
take away one of its, only one creature versus 6 or 7 or 8 of you, I guess it is.
Yep.
That was huge.
The color
Gave us
spray,
just
right?
enough
Yeah.
time to breathe in there.
Was it really immune to my hold spell? Was that an
Yeah,
immediate
yeah,
hit, or
it's
just-
Yeah,
Literally
straight from the
immediately.
DMG.
That's a thing. Yeah.
It's immune to charm, hold, sleep, polymorph, and fear. It's impervious to weapons with less than a +2 bonus, which is
Wow.
why Brandon's weapon
Wow.
didn't strike it. Only the weapons that were enchanted that received the additional enchantment were able to.
So you gave us false security blanket. And he gave us that blessing that we gave us all +1 weapons. Oh, right on.
Yeah,
Gave
and
me
it
like,
still
yeah.
didn't.
Wow.
We only used what, 2 healing potions throughout this ordeal? Is that right? Something like that. So that's
Yeah.
pretty good
No,
as
pretty
well.
good. Yeah, it could have gone south. So
It really could have. I
yeah,
really feel like the stun was the thing that saved you, because if it had gotten another breath weapon
yes.
off on any of these hallways, somebody was going down in each
Well,
direction.
how?
And Molly was almost down initially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
was
was wondering.
close. So close.
Yeah, right. So either of
So,
them could
yeah.
have dropped on a failed save, and then that would have
Yeah.
changed the dynamics of the whole party. The whole fight would have changed right there.
And save
And I
versus
ran-
breath weapon.
Yeah, and I ran out of stuff
Close.
to even cast to help you.
Well, I think the other thing too
Yeah.
that affected the gameplay was Nod grabbing the beast affected the direction that he chose to shoot the breath weapon, because he was going to go for Baden and Renwick and Kurza. He wanted to clear that hallway because he saw the magic users as the greater threat. But because he was grabbed, he didn't. He chose to fire it in that direction. And you guys taking the heat literally there saved probably Kurza, because Kurza, I don't know if you could endure a full shot from this guy's breath weapon. It would put you close to
Oh,
out.
12 out of 14 points,
Yeah,
so
he
I
was
would
doing.
still be
It's
alive.
5d6. It's 5d6,
Yeah.
so that tells you too. He
Oh.
rolled very low for the breath weapons that he did hit. But yeah, again,
Yeah, he could kill most of us.
he could have killed
Yeah,
most of you.
I'm so-
If he rolled well, like 5s and 6s, yeah, most of us would be dead.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's it. We'll
Baden know where this creature comes from? Is it extraplanar?
It's not. It's definitely
Construct.
like a construct, and
Okay.
they can be summoned also. But what he can
Oh.
tell you is that their primary purpose, at least in terms of how mages employ them, is to be guardians, and that typically they're tasked with guarding something within 90 yards of them, and their entire existence is about protecting or guarding that thing, place, object, whatever it might be.
Touching the coins triggered that thing. Maybe, or maybe it's guarding something even more valuable. It just noticed us.
Yeah, and speaking of which, that this might give you another chance to kick around in the room and really uncover what's there. And
Yeah.
you value the entirety of the coin hoard around 25,000 gold.
Wow.
It's all kinds of different coins but it's mostly gold, and the cumulative value you believe is around 25,000 gold. So,
Well-
needless to say, it's far too much for you to carry in large
Well-
amounts, but you could fill a few bags. We're going to do 50 coins per pound,
Give
right?
all the
So-
NPCs 10 pounds to carry.
Yeah.
Here's your reward for being here.
It's-
Have 10 pounds and
What is
You
it?
know-
50 gold per pound?
yeah,
I don't know. I think though, right now in the moment in game in the scene,
that's 500 pounds.
more importantly, that we figure out
I'm
is
so curious.
no. I want to know. Seharn would like to know where this 8-foot horn thing came from that used to be our friend Nod.
Yeah, that's true.
Good
That-
point.
that's
This-
that's
Yep,
a
yep.
They've finally
shocking
seen Nod
development. Yeah.
face to face for the first time. Let me see if I can add his art now.
Yeah,
it's
if I'm
working or
playing
not.
out what just happened in my head, that's the most important thing. The most surprising thing in my environment right now is
A 6-foot humanoid is now more like a almost 7.5-foot minotaur.
yeah. And do we trust this? What is this? Who are you?
He's proven himself in battle so far.
Yeah, we could take it many places in role playing. Let's just ignore what I just suggested.
Mm-hmm.
The whole distrust you. Who are you?
You would still, for the
Oh.
most part, see like the belts and tools and hammers and everything, and still see the dark cloak. It's just now cindered and blown back from the fire that just got breathed on us.
Is he less shadowy now, or about the same? Nod.
Just a magical effect? Yeah, like how do you do this?
His subclass is just shadows, and it's just part of their thing. They just stick around into the shadows, so he just makes it more of a thing that he's into the shadows.
Okay.
More so
So
placing it more than magic.
So it's a innate ability, so you are literally a demon. Right?
I wouldn't say demon, I'm just
Like
a
something
very
demon does.
large humanoid that sneaks around.
And I think that you would know, some of you may or may not know that minotaurs would have originally been humans who have been cursed and forced into their form. So that's the origins of minotaurs, are curses essentially. And so
I say we just nickname him demon.
maybe we'll
So
get
is this what the mage actually did to you, Nod?
And indeed,
Has-
this is the form he has given me.
Oh, this now you're angry. Everything makes sense.
It's good that you fight on our
Okay.
side.
All right.
Yeah, I think
All right,
that's where
so-
we'll wrap it up for this week, and then we'll pick up
How
here
we
and
looking?
I'll try to get the art in there for Nod so we can start off next session a little bit with that, and you guys can have some more reaction to his appearance. But certainly, I think
This
at this
next-
point you're relieved to have survived the Yugoloth.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
heck
was
yeah.
a great fight, challenging as fuck. As hell.
Yeah, it's a
Sorry.
little scrap.
I still want a combat where like at least half of what I do is effective because I haven't even reached 50% in my combat effectiveness yet. Something will go my way.
Yeah, I know you're like, you want to contribute, and it's tough sometimes when the dice are not helping you. But I think also in this particular
Well, it doesn't.
battle, there were several of you who would have been very limited in what you could do. So I was
Yeah.
impressed, like Nod getting as involved as he did once he realized his weapons weren't going to do anything. I think it was smart to just try to get in its way and be an obstacle and a nuisance to it. That was smart.
True enough, that was good
You know,
tactical
and
play.
then Kurza was
Put
scraping
yourself
the
out
bottom
there.
of his inventory and his spell book, and the color spray was great. The color spray actually worked really well.
More effective than I thought it would be, because
Yeah.
I figured it
Good
was
spell.
so much higher hit dice than me that
Wasn't that
it may
the
have had
first-
no effect whatsoever.
Yeah, that was the first thing that we as a group did that actually had a kind of an effect on it, a big one.
Yeah.
The magic
Yeah.
missiles. That was
magic
about like
missile,
first damage, yeah.
Yeah, Jamie said that it gave us a
Hope.
breather to affect it.
Yeah. You saw the glimmer of hope appear in our eyes as the magic missiles hit it.
Yeah, because
Yes,
you guys were
actually.
rolling really good. You rolled a couple of really good hits right out of the gate, and they didn't do anything. That sent the message, I think, loud and clear that this thing wasn't going to just be something you could just stand with and do your normal tactics.
And we even ended with some astonishing fortune, right?
That's right. I think you have
Leftover?
2 left.
Yeah,
You
still,
do.
still
Two?
3, yeah.
Or 3?
Three, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Even
We
better.
started with 5 or 4 at the beginning of each session.
I give you 1 per player.
Each of us.
1 per
Okay.
player that shows
So
up.
total of 5.
Yeah. So we had
Yeah.
5 today,
Oh,
and when you
solid, yeah.
keep them, when you don't spend them, it goes to your XP pool. So you'll have 3 additional points to go into your XP pool for this. Yeah, the others are.
We got a lot of
maybe
spells
more.
cast, so
Yeah.
including that 4th level, even
And-
though it didn't do anything. But
And Nod did a lot of skill checks. He'll pick up
Mhm.
some points for his skill checks, and those of you who are using these enchanted items, I'll tell you, Griff, that you'll know now that the short sword that you picked up is a +2 short sword. So you can just note that
Nice.
directly on your sheet. And you'll get some XP for having used that today in combat. Was there anything else that anyone used that was new or that was found?
Kurza tried to use the ring.
That's right. Yeah, so you'll likely get something for
I'm not
that.
sure what it does. But
I was wearing the gloves.
I was wearing
sorry.
the other ring too, and
Okay.
yeah, and I was wearing the gloves.
Okay, cool. So I'll calculate all of that as well in your XP for this session. So think that will definitely get Griff to where he needs to be, but I think the others will probably be a little bit behind him. Let's double check this real quick. Griff is about just over 1,000 away from 4th level. I think Amithra is 2,500 away. She's probably the next closest. Kurza's about 2,500 away as well. Those two are getting closer and closer to flipping over to 5th level. I'll leave you guys right in this area, right where we're at here, right by the Yugoloth's den, as you look around at the coinage, and I'll let you think about what you want to do with the coinage. I think I heard some folks saying they're gonna fill a bag or fill a pouch or whatever the case, but at the beginning of next session we'll hash through that to determine how much you are carrying. It's 500 pounds worth of coins if you were gonna carry it all. I think
We've got 8 people.
I think the bigger issue is the storage.
Yeah,
the
plus
fact
we
that
don't
it's all
know.
laying loose on the ground and you don't really have containers
No.
to fill all of it, right? So you'd have to figure out some logistics.
I think we have
and
some
it-
chests
Well,
that we
yes.
can use.
We do,
Five-
but it's
five
not like
total
we're
chests.
going home. We don't know even where we're going. This is long haul. Unless, like I said earlier, unless we find a portable hole, DM Jamie, this massive amount of loot just
Nice
this might
bag of
be
holding.
beyond us to get out of here.
It's true. I think that there's probably a lot of that debate going on, and even Baden would weigh in and Renwick would weigh in on the fact that this is just going to weigh you down and slow you down and
Way in, no
Not-
pun intended, huh?
not going to help you.
Yes,
far
A
as-
so-
couple of handfuls and move on.
it won't buy you anything in the tower that they would agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Right.
look closely at my encumbrance, how much I can carry.
Okay.
We're not really
I can carry a lot.
too
Oh, yeah.
heavy into encumbrance.
So can Nod.
right?
Trust me.
Yeah, say I wouldn't look at the giant 7.5 foot
Yeah.
character.
He
Don't look at him.
he could carry quite a bit. So
I
I
don't
think
know.
I could actually carry the entire thing and not be. Oh, I might be a little encumbered because of my other material I have on me. Yeah.
Grab a handful, and if
if
we manage
if
to
y'all-
clear the entire tower and leave, then we can, or find a method to leave, then maybe we can come back and take
If y'all
the
hold
rest.
about 5,000 gold, I can carry the rest without any problems.
Seems like we could find some fabric or something around, right? To make sacks.
Other than
We have
we
the
can
Oh, we
chest.
could, but it's still a lot of weight.
Yeah, obviously
We
we're
got a
not gonna get it
Yugoloth.
all.
You got a
We've got
Yugoloth
the
carcass.
chests in the other room.
you do.
The chests that we bothered to unlock, we can just fill them with coin
5
and
of them, yeah.
close them. Yeah.
Maybe
And
the
those
pirates
chests
can
were
carry the
worth-
chest.
Could fill
I
the
think
boat.
like 500 apiece.
Could
Yeah,
fill
Come
Right,
back
the-
for it
but-
later, but a chest full
We
of
have to
coin.
figure out how to leave.
It's yeah,
Yeah.
a chest full of coin.
Yeah,
Even a
let's
small
survive
chest
first.
full of
Right.
coin
It-
is a two-man operation, and if you're talking
yeah.
like a footman's chest, yeah,
Exactly. It's gonna be a lot of. You're gonna have to sink some time and effort into it. It's not impossible. Like you're all right. Like you could source storage containers from throughout the tower and places you've been already, and
Right.
try to get it
Yeah.
all moved to somewhere. But I think what we're agreeing on is that it's unrealistic to think that you're gonna be carrying large quantities with you up through the tower. But we'll figure out if there's any other preparations you want to take with it. But thought right now is that you'll be returning potentially, and that you'll find a way to carry more of it out of here or transport it.
Yeah, what I'm worried
Stages or
about is that the mage is going to try and destroy the tower when he dies, in which case we're all screwed and we have to scurry out faster than we want to, which
that
case
could happen.
we'll never come back for it. Or
You
if we
never
do
know.
get to come back for it, do we have a way to leave with it?
Say the best I
So-
can think is I have a backpack, I have a large sack, and I have a belt pouch. Between that and other people, we might be able to stick
Nope.
5 to 10 grand realistically, maybe.
Oh, we've got 7,
But between everybody,
8 in this group, plus 2 more at the other room. We got 10 people. If there's 200 pounds, everybody
That'll
carries
do.
20 pounds and you're done.
There is some videos about encumbrance
Yeah.
that you can look
Yeah.
at, and it does start to
Yeah.
have some negative effects. I still love the debate about it because why
Which
wouldn't you
is-
be thinking of ways to get
Right.
this coin out of here? What are you
Yeah.
gonna just let it sit here? You can't just let it sit here, right?
Hey,
Yeah,
Ranger,
Nod wouldn't just
I'm-
let it sit
I'm not
here.
worried about it.
No, Seharn's actually not intimate. It's just carry material possession. Like I have a bag
Yeah.
of food.
I don't either.
I have 4 weeks worth of rations and some coins, my holy conch, and I've got my prayers, man. I'm good to go.
That's true.
I think we're the greedy ones, Kurza, me and you. Maybe not.
No, Nod is definitely greedy too.
Nod-
He
Nod
grew up
would
as an
want-
orphan, so
would
he
want the coin.
definitely is in it for the money.
Yeah, I think what would be interesting to you is that it seems like Renwick and Baden are not interested in the money. And I think probably more interesting that Renwick's not. Because you
Yeah.
definitely take him as a rogue type,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah,
doesn't
Baden I
seem-
could understand. He's a revenge guy, but
Yeah, both
That adds credibility to his revenge.
both of them don't seem as wavered by the hoard of gold. Neither one seems to be eager to scoop it up either. So they're both more concerned about what lies ahead, that if a greater Yugoloth or a lesser Yugoloth was here patrolling this floor and a minotaur was on the first floor, what might be ahead, and coins won't help us with that is their current fear. So
Do we
practical,
estimate
practical man.
3 or 4 floors? Remember we
4.
estimated 4.
Just 4 that you believe. You're on the second right
Great.
now.
Technically, add a character Nod wouldn't know, but I do recall the episode. Wasn't there a hole in the side of the tower somewhere?
Yes.
I'll
So
take it.
So
yeah,
for those
like
of you
an
that
But it's
energy
underwater.
field.
yeah, this southern side of the tower,
I see the
there's
rubble.
a staircase that goes up to the next level is down here, and at the top of that staircase is where you can see this opening, which is something you'll get to look at next session. As if you're going up over that staircase, you'll get to really see that hole.
Probably after we check out the last quadrant of
Front
the
and
tower
center.
we haven't looked at yet.
We got 2. We've only checked
Find
out
a way
half.
to set off the trap
Oh,
doors.
that's right. That one's locked. Yeah, the trap doors.
Yeah.
I said just throw the dwarf at it.
Or a long
Or
piece
the
of rope.
Yugoloth.
or the Yugoloth carcass, right? We'll throw it at the door and see what's it set the trap off with its dead meat.
Or maybe
Or hide
there's
behind
the-
All kinds of things we could come
Use
up
it as
with.
a meat shield in front of
We
the
have-
door when you open it.
Do we have any idea what kind of trap it is? Or trapped,
It just looked like there was something mechanical that was going to be pressed by the door opening, and we weren't sure what that meant, but you didn't want to be in
Okay.
the vicinity of the doorway if it
Yeah.
were triggered.
I hate to end this. We could really ponder this for a while. This has been great fun.
Well, we got a week.
No, it's
It
fun.
is,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. I enjoyed the conversation and the ideas and the options that lay before you, and it's a lot of fun.
Right.
So I enjoyed it. I hope you
Mhm.
guys all enjoyed it. See y'all.
Bye.